All right. Bye.
Bye. Hello. Just waiting on the notifications to go out. Hello, hello. Is there anybody out there? The YouTube streets are lonely today. Has anybody got something they want to chat about? Hello, BH. Hello, Cool Gamer. How are you all today? Victoria, Corey, hello. How is everybody? Hello, wait, what? TT, hello, sweetheart. You working? Well, that's good. I hope you have a good day. I'm glad you're listening. We're just going to chit-chat today, guys. Hello, wee Scottish Ma. Robin, how are you? Lisa, Lisa. Karen. Love from the UK. Well, hello, darling. I'm doing better today, guys. Not quite as I'm not feeling as bad as I was yesterday, and I'm not quite as mad as I was yesterday. And hey, Tammy, how are you? Miss Tammy Woody, would you like to join me on panel? You don't have to, but I'm asking as an old dear friend, would you like to join me on panel? I'm feeling a little bit better, Corey. Thank you, sweetheart, for asking. Nana, what do you think of the guy speaking on Ziggy's? I didn't hear the whole thing, but I did listen to a little bit of it. And I'm not quite sure, sweetheart. I still say the same thing that I did about the neighbor that supposedly saw Candace come walking out of the woods and all the rest of them that are just now coming out of the woodwork. Why didn't they come out when Summer first went missing? If they've got something to say, why didn't they come out then? When you get mad, it only makes it worse. You think it's fake? Oh, there was a guy on Ziggy's evidently last night. I'm not sure who he supposedly was. He says that he lives in Kingsport, I think he said, but that he knows everybody up there, and evidently he's part of the bad people up there, or he referred to himself as part of them. Something was said, and he said, all of us, they cause trouble for all of us. So, I still had my TV on slow-mo, and I was thinking, why you sounded drunk before I realized it was on 0.5. Well, I'm not drunk. Thanks. You don't know how. Okay. Well, Tammy, when I drop the hang on a second. Let me copy the link. And we're going to talk you through this, okay? Now, there's the link. Now, whether you're on your phone or on a laptop, click on the link. And when you click on the link, it will take you up. It'll take you through the process. It'll tell you what to do. Hello, Kirst. How are you today, sweetheart? I think it's fake too. Another person inserting themselves. Exactly. Just more distractions, more lies, more. Beach Creek has a wicked moonshine. I don't believe the cuz, but the man sounded semi-truthful, but more distractions. Exactly. The cousin, come on, guys. First of all, she don't even know which Ricky Crawford passed away. She's thinking it's Marlena's brother, and it's not. It was her dad. He didn't pass away in June or July, whenever she said it was. He passed away in February of 2022, either shortly before or shortly after Jody Sue's brother did. I mean, that I don't know who that woman is or what. Like I said, I believe she was paid to call in or go on panels and cause all these problems. It's just something for somebody else to talk about instead of talking about Summer and everything that's going on with Summer. And I believe the guy is the same thing. I watched a video on Wayne Morlock. The moonshine made him do it. Really, Corey? What video was that? Is that the one that Cam and Allie did? Tammy, if you have any problems, just let me know, sweetheart. But it should just take you straight through. It'll just tell you, what steps to take. Welcome to everybody coming in. I'm so proud to see this. We're not even 7 minutes in, and we've got 73 people. Hello, Miss Tammy.
Hello.
I'm trusting that it's you. I didn't make you show your face because I don't know too many Tammy Woodies. So
I was trying to hide my face.
that's fine. But I trust you. Trust me. Everybody, I want y'all to know this lady here was the owner of the daycare that my children went to when they were babies. This lady right here was the first person that ever cut my daughter's hair. Do you remember that, Tammy?
Why, I sure do. I love those babies. Loved them.
I had some
Loved
good
them.
babies.
Ashley was my little girl.
Oh Lord.
Mhm.
It is so odd that you're in here. I'm happy you're up on panel.
Well,
So
thank you.
what are you thinking about the case, Tammy?
Well, to be honest with you, I've not been on your page or on your channel because I about called your name. I had to take a break. I got so obsessed with this case that I was listening to it with earbuds when I was going to sleep. I was watching it all day, and this is ever since it started. And I had to take a break. I was about to lose it. I think this case is absolutely ridiculous.
It is.
They need to pull some of these people in that was there. Grandis, Candace, Don, and I've got another statement if you won't let me forget about when Don got a call.
Okay.
They need to pull those people in, and they need to just keep on and on and on until they get some answers. They're letting them have too much free time in this case. And my second thing is this. I don't know if anyone remembers, but Candace and Don had one of the others said this, that he got a call and he had to go home because there was a sex offender.
Oh, we can't say that, but that's okay.
Well, Lord, a bad person. A bad person.
Yeah.
Is that good? There
Yeah,
was a bad person. There was a bad person that was in the neighborhood. So Don had to leave work and go up there and check that out. Does anyone remember that?
I remember him supposedly telling Candace that somebody was up on the hill trying to hug on the kids or touch the kids or something like that.
Do you
But
remember him leaving work?
No, that part I don't remember.
I may be wrong, but I don't think so. So who was this person? Why has this person not been brought in?
Well, as for Don Wells swears up, and so does Candace, that conversation never took place.
I heard it. Yes, I did. I just wished that that little baby could be found so she could have closure and we could have closure. I've never seen or experienced so many people so desperate for answers for a child.
I don't believe I have either, hun. I
I
really
mean,
don't.
it's just, and some of these people that's fighting on these channels, I wish they'd be like you and try to find Summer. But
Right.
it's YouTube's gone crazy too. I don't
Okay.
know.
Kirst is asking what did you hear specifically? What did you hear? She said clarify, please.
I heard that Dawn had called Candace and told her that there was someone up there that was going to the houses and he was a bad person. And so Dawn went up there to check it out. So he had to leave work.
Do you remember what channel it was that you heard that on, or
No, it was just the first of it.
it was the beginning of the case?
Yes. Yes.
Stillwater says that was on Chris McDonough's interviews. Is where it was at.
All right. Good. I wish
Right.
we could find out who that person was. That could be the key to the whole thing.
Flip Flop says that they heard Hunter say it on to Chris McDonough also.
Okay, there you go.
Discovering says she heard it on Shares. Voices Behind the Wall. H said this is about a man being on the property. He said he overheard Candace and Dawn on the phone, right? Yeah, H did lie about a lot. His dad said that he told him to lie about a lot of it too.
I'd like to know what time that he actually got home.
I would too, because although Miss PG disagreed with me or disagreed with
Lord.
Dawn yesterday, but the plain and simple fact is we have to, the only thing we can go by is what Dawn and Candace actually say and try to weed out the truth that's in there somewhere. And Dawn himself, which is something he's never said throughout this whole case, was that he stopped work at 3:30, called Candace, decided he was going to work late, talked to some dude for about an hour, and then that's when Candace called him and said the baby was missing, which would have been about 4:30. He never went back to work. He loaded his stuff up and he went home.
And he checked that hill out.
Right.
And
So,
okay, where was the boys? Who was with the boys? Why didn't the boys get to go?
get to go what, swimming with them?
Yes.
Well, the original story was that they were supposed to have been staying at home to clean the house because CPS was coming back on the 16th.
Well, that's sure the mother of the year for Candace.
Right.
She needs an award.
Corey says that H said a man who'd been staying up there camping for a week. Well, the man that we know of that stayed up there all the time was Billy Dishner. And evidently Billy owns property somewhere up there in Beach Creek. So, everybody's wondered why would he always go up there and stay in the sheds and stuff if, come on, he's part owner or something in that trucking company. If he's got that kind of money, I agree. Why would he be going and flopping out in one of their sheds when he gets drunk? But
there's something about that shed.
Yeah.
That makes me feel eerie. Hey, we are to get together and go up there.
Tammy, I'm waiting, honey. Come pick me up.
I will. I'd like to go.
Well, let's go, sweetheart. I've been waiting on a ride from somebody. I don't have a car, so of course
I've got one.
All right. Well, we can sure go. I mean, and
I'll
guys,
come and get you on one condition.
What?
I get to see some of my babies.
Oh, absolutely. They're all pretty much, all of them live right over next to you.
Oh, good. Yes.
All them babies is all grown up now, and their babies are all grown up.
Oh, Lord. I'm so old.
No, I'm old.
Well, I don't understand Dawn and Candace making all these channels, and it seems like Candace has found her a real friend.
Which one?
Uh, I don't know if I can say it or not.
Daisy?
Yeah,
Cow lady?
yes.
Well, she thought she'd found a real friend in Kathy too till she stabbed Kathy in the back.
I feel sorry for her.
Kathy, I do too.
Yes,
Cause she is a real. I said was. I didn't mean was. She ain't gone, but she's a real sweet lady. She really is. I mean, I know Kathy has her moments where she cusses up a storm, and you could almost pass her as a PG sister for that. But you know, Kathy's a real sweet lady, and she really did truly care about Candace.
yes, yes. Well, I guess probably we'll never know the truth. I mean, the way that it's going.
Oh, and
What's
I would
going to
like,
happen?
excuse me, Tammy, I would like to clear something up. I don't know if anybody in here is part of the ones that made the statements in the comments yesterday, but I had a couple of people telling me they were going to unsubscribe to me simply because I asked PG if she lived in Hawkins County. Can you believe that? Because I was on here trying to get a hold of Lisa J, because Lisa J is supposedly wanting my government name. And I told her I would tell her if she'd just come up on panel and be respectful enough to actually ask me myself. I would tell her what my real name is. And then people are saying because I was mad at Lisa J, and yet I had the gall to ask PG where she lived. I didn't ask PG where she lived. I asked her because of her actions and what she has said herself. Does she live in Hawkins County? I don't see
Well,
how that's asking where she lived, but
why is it such a big secret for her?
well, I don't know, but her refusing to answer tells you that yes, she lives in Hawkins County.
I think so too.
Or she at least wants people to believe that she does.
Yes. And she's not going to say anything bad about law enforcement because, from what I understand, her son is one.
I heard that yesterday. Yeah, I heard that yesterday.
Well, I think you done a wonderful. I did watch that. I think you done a wonderful job with her. She, Lord, boy, she had a whole different attitude with you. She didn't
Yeah,
even go in one rant.
I know. There was a few people made comments about that too, that she had a different personality when she's on panel with me. Of course, a lot of people said that about Don Wells too, that he had a different personality when he was on my panel.
I
But
watched that.
it's sort of like the old saying, guys, for young girls. You teach a girl, if you want to be treated like a lady, act like a lady, and that's how people will treat you. Plain and simple. If I want to get respect and respect for this channel, then I have to treat people with respect. Even though there's a lot of things we don't like about these people, you still talk to them with respect and you'll get respect in return. Plain and simple. That's the only thing I can think it could be. Right, Tammy?
Exactly. Exactly. And you teach a boy to shake a hand firmly and look eye to eye.
Right. Exactly.
I want to ask something, please.
What?
Marlena's little girl was going to stay all night with Summer. Is that correct?
She did stay all night with Summer for a few nights, from what I understand.
Okay, but wasn't she going to stay around the missing time?
Well, she supposedly, the story is, now we don't know if it's true or not, obviously, but supposedly she was supposed to have stayed, but she was there like the day before Summer went missing, and something happened, or she got sick or something, and they had to call Marlena to come pick her up. Now, Dawn swears up and down that they took her back a few days before Summer went missing, simply because they were tired of being stuck with her, because supposedly Marlena left her up there with them all the time.
Well, where is the little girl now?
She's with her aunt, with Marlena's sister. She has custody of her and has had since, I think it was May of last year. She got full custody of her. And the little girl has been to the doctor and she is okay. Hello, Doug. How are you today, hon? Probably Andy and all of his pill hope. You're doing well. Thanks for continuing to cover this case respectfully. Well, thank you, Doug. I appreciate that, hon. But I don't know. I'm just stuck. Wait a minute, hang on. Lisa J. What lives across the street from the Remain Calm's house? Oh wow, really? Remain Calm told me about somebody that was over there a lot. I was wondering, that makes sense now. But yeah, when would you like to go up there, Tammy?
We'll get together and talk about it.
Absolutely. You still got my phone number, right?
You can send it to me.
Okay, we're on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I am too. I've been wanting to go up there for a while.
Me too.
I'm far from a PG fan, but I was respectful not for her because, in my opinion, she don't deserve my respect. But I respect you, Nana, and your channel, and stay respectful here. Well, thank you, Discovering. We're all doing good, Doug.
Well,
go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Have you had Candace on your panel?
Candace will not come on my panel. She got on the phone and talked to me that one time, and that's it. She will not come on my panel for some reason. She thinks she thinks my real name is Kimberly, and she's seen me face to face, and I think she said that she met me while I was in prison. And I have a wife. I think's what she said.
Okay.
You know all that's true, right, Tammy?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, out of everybody on
That's
YouTube,
crazy.
Yeah, everybody on YouTube, you personally know me and have for what, 30 something odd years now?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
No,
I couldn't believe it either that I've got a wife and I've been in prison and my name's Kimberly.
No. You're a wonderful mother and you support your children no matter what. And you love your home. That's just the way it is, the way it's always been.
Right.
And we're lucky to have you on here. Very lucky. And I do appreciate you.
Thank you, sweetheart. You know I love you to death.
I know. I do you too.
You since you took such good care of my babies when they were little. So, Funny the Wells left Tennessee just before Dudley and others' arrest. Oh, I hadn't thought about that, Peas in a Pod. Yeah, that is interesting. Can has selective rage quitting. Well, I wish she would come on my panel. I won't let Dawn back up here, but I would like for Candace to come up here. Heck, for that matter, I wouldn't mind having Ernie Shell because I'd like to ask him some questions about Candace, and I wouldn't mind having Cow Lady on here. But Cow Lady has already said she will not come on my panel.
Is Ernie back on Facebook?
Or YouTube? Yeah, evidently he is. That's what people are saying.
I mean, you know where he's from, don't you?
Kentucky, yeah.
You know where he's lived for the last few years, long time?
Right up here in Newport?
Yes. Well, you just told everybody where you live.
Well, honey, they all know I live in Newport.
I know. It's supposed to be a big secret. Yes, he does. Him and his friends is right up here on Cosby Highway.
Yeah, up 13 and Xander.
The hemp shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty nice people.
Candace just said that to deflect. She's scared of Nana. I
Why?
don't know why people are scared of me. I try to be nice. I really do, and respectful.
Because you won't let no drama. And some people can't talk without drama.
Right. It still surprises me that Prayer Garden came out yesterday during the daylight hours.
I
They
about,
came
I
on my
about
panel.
lost it. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
I think the only other person I've known, well, besides Cow Lady, but the only other person she's ever been on their panel is Doug's. That I know of. Of course, I don't watch, I don't watch her a lot.
I tried to watch her, but there's just so much cussing and
Yeah.
praying, and I don't know. She gets on my nerves.
Marlena, supposedly he does know them personally. He went to school with them. He's evidently supposedly stayed in Cow Lady's house. Him and her niece, the one that passed, used to live together. So hello, Miss Robin. How are you doing today, hun? She started out on Ziggy's panel originally. Well, yeah, I forgot about that. Her and Jenna, was it Jenna? Because Jenna was Candace's friend and Sissy was Don's friend, and they used to go at it. Yeah, I remember watching that way back when. I still wonder how much that Prayer Garden knows Dawn, how personally, because it really surprised me, guys, the way she talked about Summer that time. That she was telling her own mom and dad how Summer's personality was and what she should look like and what her eyes look like. And I'm like, that's really odd. You don't tell a parent how their child is or how they act. Don't you find that a little strange, Tammy?
Has she ever seen the child? What? We don't know.
But she sure sounded like she had.
I think she knows the whole family myself.
Think so?
Yes. And I think she knows the Wells neighbor very well, too. She's always calling her sweetheart and honey.
Right. Jenna allegedly called in the sighting during Dr. Phil and the reason why Candace turned into baby Huey and ran off stage. Oh, wow. Jenna's the one that called that in?
I remember that.
I mean, I remember it happening and everything, but I didn't know that Jenna was the one that called the sighting in.
I think she said she did.
Hey, Doug, have you heard anything else? Do you know at what day they're going to be, the grand jury's meeting? It should be around June the 11th, but I haven't heard for sure. I'm just reading some of the comments, guys, see what all people's saying. She contacted him through Facebook. I know that's what originally was said, but I don't know. She just seems, and yeah, I know people can fake it until they make it, but she seems to be pretty knowledgeable, or thinks she is anyways, when it comes to Summer's case. Maybe we should read that, or I should read that, see what she says. Huh? The 1st of June? So like tomorrow? Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking last year when I called, they said it happened on April the 11th, and then, the April the 10th, and then they were meeting again on June the 11th. And so when they met on April the 10th this year, I figured it'd probably be the same. Could be the first week of June. Doug, you're welcome to come up on panel if you would like. I know you always say no, but I just put the offer out there. June 1st per Smiley. Hey, I see you. I got your email this morning, hun, about what Lisa J said, but I never could find her on Facebook. I looked. I'm calling live TBI tonight on somebody that's been talked about. I'm on my other channel, though. BS with, no thanks. Okay, that's fine, hun. Just know you're always welcome on panel. All you have to do is say, give me a link. Do you think the Wells rated the people on Ben Hill out? I'm not understanding. Welcome to everybody coming in, guys. I'm glad to see yous all here. Not really a, breaking news kind of live, just chit-chatting and trying to figure out a few things. Yeah, I don't mind. I'll come up as soon as I'm back from a walk with Winston. Okay, will you pet Winston on his head for me? Saw with my own eyes DW, Sissy, and CW sitting at Wales' table. They were going to do crafts. They did not appear spent. Old podcasts do not where PG lives. Okay. Oh, and by the way, guys, I got a real interesting comment today from Rachel Myers. She is a lady that has been commenting in my chat and in my comments for quite a while now. She appears to be some kind of a psychic, from what I can understand. And she's also the lady that called me Elizabeth something Wells and assumed that I was involved in the disappearance of Summer. And today she's informing me that Scott H. and Candace were in cahoots years ago in the trafficking business of small ones, and that I need to beware of Scott H. Can y'all believe that crap? So if anybody sees that or hears that, just don't even pay no attention to it. I mean, I do not bash people. I try not to bash people. But please, Rachel, if you're listening, do not come into my chat bashing people, making false accusations, especially to people that I consider very good people. And Scott H. happens to be a very good person, in my opinion.
I agree.
That's unacceptable for you to be making accusations like that. So if y'all see it or hear it, please just delete the comment. Don't pay no attention to it. Rachel is on ELP's channel. That makes sense. Both of them are kooks. And I'm not saying ELP don't have some good information sometimes, but the majority of it is just, I mean, there are some people that need to have mental evaluations before they go out in public. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord.
Am I lying, Tammy? Come on. You got it. Do you know who ELP is?
No, I don't.
Carl from
Oh my goodness.
you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sort of like there should be weight limits on certain clothes for people. You should, check the weight limit on like spandex and stuff before you wear it out in public.
Oh my goodness, yes.
There's certain people that need to have a mental evaluation before they go out in public and start talking.
I agree. I can't listen to him.
Oh, I can't either. For one, I can't understand him, but two, he's out there. Valerie says Scott H can dance like crazy. Oh wow. Has he been dancing on his channel lately? Discovering says she likes Carl, but his conspiracies run deep. I believe it. Right. Say no to the camel toe. What? I done forgot what I was fixing to say. Oh well, that's what old age gets you. So tell us what else you think, Tammy.
I wished you and Scott H would get together and do a big show on all this.
Well, I've got the 8-hour live downloaded, and I have gotten it broken up. I've got one more to go, one more hour to go, and then I'll be releasing it either tonight or in the morning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just release all of them at one time, but put part 1, part 2, that kind of thing, so that anybody that's interested in watching it and seeing what Scott had to say way back when, I think it was probably March of last year that he came on and did an 8-hour live with me.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like Scott H.
Oh, I do too. I think he's very knowledgeable.
I do too. And he's from around that area.
Yeah. He's
he knows. He knows.
Exactly. He does know. Well, like he said, he went to school with Frank Light and all them.
Right. And Jody Sue.
Yeah.
So, and I don't care where he lives.
Karen, if you know who was it, then please tell us. Please tell us who it was. Was it Green Eyes by chance? Discovering. We didn't think about that. Versi, hello, sweetheart. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. How are you doing today? Come on, Karen. Let us know who it was. You almost have to be drunk and listen to the Scottish duck from DuckTales, then attempt to try to make what Carl's saying a sentence. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Karen, I'm waiting, sweetheart, because we're dying all to know who it could possibly be. I think this case has got everyone a little crazy at one point or another. That is very true. But I wonder if that guy that called Ziggy wasn't. Do y'all remember back just a little while back, I played that video of Green Eyes talking about the end of the road and the 110, 111, whatever it was, and they needed to give the girl back and the white horse and all that crap. Is there a possibility that could have been who that is? I don't know, Valerie. I don't know if it was Green Eyes or not. I'm just saying that was the kind of what's it called? The pace of how somebody talks. What's the name? What am I thinking of? They're I know the word I'm thinking of, but I can't think of it. Let's see, Michelle Walks said she thought it was Kenneth Lawson that called in on Ziggy's. Well, they were talking about Kenneth, so how could it have been Kenneth? So Marlena Crawford's ex was found dead the day after Summer went missing. Is that true or not? I know there was a man that was found unalive. That's also happens to be the guy that they put in a cruiser a year prior to Summer going missing, that the cops arrested him and put him in the cruiser. Allegedly now, guys, handcuffs and all, they get to the jail and go to get him out of the back of the cop car, and he's just got gone. He got gone. He wasn't in the cruiser. And then a year later, after Summer went missing, they found him up on Beach Creek, passed away. Well, found his remains. As far as it being Marlena's ex, that I don't know. I don't believe her ex's name was that, so I don't know for sure. You don't think it sounded like Green Eyes? but I'm not sure if it was his real voice I heard before, so I don't know. Yeah, he speaks with a southern drawl, the cadence. Yes, thank you, Marlena. Cadence, yes. I don't know. My mind, I'm old, guys. Y'all have to overlook me. I can't think. Sometimes it just goes. Well, I don't know who it is. If it wasn't him, the voice sounds a little bit familiar. Are we sure it wasn't Fred? But surely Ziggy would have recognized Fred's voice. Right? Tammy, you can talk. You just got to jump in there, hun.
I'm just overwhelmed. Every time that there's so many new people to this case, even the friends of the friends has been analyzed.
Right, exactly. People that haven't seen them in 20 years and live 5 states away, they're being scrutinized and gone over with a fine-tooth comb. I agree.
It kind of makes you wonder if you need to go back from the start and just look at the wells and the neighbors.
Hi, Dippy. How are you today, hon? This case is worse than a soap opera, but the reality, there's no info other than Summer's missing with active Amber Alert. So sad. Yeah, it is sad. And what's even more sad is that the statement that the TBI put out, what was it, yesterday, day before yesterday? Plain and simple. YouTubers again are being blamed for the case not being solved and for everything being wrong in this case. It's because of the YouTubers spreading lies. Well, you know what, TBI? If y'all would come out and tell the truth about something, YouTubers couldn't tell any lies or make up any theories. Right?
Well, I hear the word allegedly a lot, so I don't know how you're just a scapegoats, YouTubers are.
Right.
Somebody to blame.
That guy says Kenneth Lawson is his brother-in-law's son.
Here we go.
I think the cousin was probably hired, and I would say by the Sandman. I agree 100%. That's what I said from as soon as I heard about it.
Do you think that actually, this is just off the wall, but it goes through my mind a lot. Do you think she just could have been took off the hill?
What do you mean by the parents?
By someone that was right there with her.
Yeah, I do.
Friend, parents, or.
Yeah, I do.
That's what I'm beginning to think too.
And you know what? I didn't realize it because today was the first day I've listened to what me and Scott H talked about back then. But evidently, Scott H was saying the same thing over a year ago. That he believes that she may have been took off the hill and placed and stashed somewhere, thinking, just the whole thing of we didn't think it was going to get this big and we figured, we could bring her back in, blah, blah, blah. All righty, hun. Hang on one second. Here you go, Doug. I feel privileged. Mr. No Thanks is coming up. Or should I call you bullshit? I can't believe you've got a channel named Bullshit. Of course, then there's a card game named that too, so you just come right on up, Doug. She was taken off the hill because it was a planned event, in my opinion, allegedly, and Dawn and Candace and Grandis are involved fully, in my opinion, allegedly. It's either that or it is that, in my opinion. I mean, that's my first go-to, and I'll say that till we find out completely opposite.
Well, the way Don talks, it sounds like he knows that he said she'll never be back.
Right. Doug says, wait, hold on. I'm privileged. Shit can't spell. What? Get on up here, Doug. I've been waiting for you to come in here. You got to call him Doug. Oh, is that what I got to call him? Doug. Come on. I like Doug. I think he's funny. I've been waiting on Doug to come up on my panel for a long time now. He keeps promising. He's just like Justin. They keep hollering, next time, next time, next time. I'm starting to wonder if they ain't both kin to the whales, that time frame thing. Nobody knows good time, Next time, next time. Doug, I'm playing. Get on up here. Nothing said on my phone or anyone else's could alter a police investigation. Right? Funny, the dogs didn't hit at the flower pots by Grandis's camper. That is a little bit weird, don't you think? And I still can't understand why Jody Sue would voluntarily say, oh, the dogs hit at my feet. The dogs hit at my feet. Why would people voluntarily try to make themselves... Link didn't work. Hang on a second. I'm copying it straight from here, hun. Try that one. I dropped it again, bud. Oh, Doug or Don called him Doug. Yeah. When he was talking to Josh and Chris that night. Yeah, that's right. Okay, good. Well, we're waiting. The Paw Patrol was moved from the flower pots. Was it? I think it was a Freudian slip from Jody Sue, and in my opinion, she has a lot. Yeah, true. Hello there, Annabella. Honeys. Hey, Doug.
Hello. Whoa, it's got the wrong. I don't even know why my emoji's that. What's wrong with me here?
Well, does that say DIY?
Yeah, that was like a channel I started a long time ago and never did anything with it. DIY Doug. I was like, do it yourself, Doug.
Do it yourself, Doug. Huh?
Yeah. Then it changed to do yourself, Doug. Everybody's told me to just do that. So. What's going on? Thank you for having me up.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Is that a guest you have in the back there that I hear? What? Hi, Doug.
Hi.
Am I hearing things?
Not on mine. I have everything shut off. That's why I turned on, so you saw that I don't have any devices on. I don't have anything.
Oh, no, I wasn't. I don't care. I thought maybe you had friends over or something.
I do actually. Hold on. Come here, Don. Basically, buddy, all I do is work all the time. Doug, can I talk real quick, Doug? Oh, I don't have anybody here.
You do need to start you a new channel and do the comedy hour. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm going to do that on the BS with No Thanks. That's what it's meant for. But if we ever have to go to a backup, since I'm on probation right now for a week, since cowards don't like when you answer their call. One time, well, if you answer the call like me, they don't like it, so they mass strike you. But they'll talk all their trash. So so I was dealing with that. So I bet you is, Jessica Rutledge. I bet you is. Oh God, that guy. So I'm on probation. So I'll be on this channel tonight calling TBI on Andrew Hilt. So.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to turn in his emails and stuff too.
What did he do this time?
Oh, you guys will hear it tonight. It's gonna get. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn that holler upside down to pour everybody out. Frank and Weenie, the RSO over there that came into my panel yesterday, I sang to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was Frank and Weenie. I call him that because he's an RSO, and that's probably a screen name he probably uses.
Oh, jeez.
Gross. I know. I'm sorry. It's too much.
No, you're fine. You're fine, Doug. I don't have a you're very respectful with your dirty little comments, so I don't have a problem in the world with it.
Well, yeah, here's the deal. This case makes you. I feel
Crazy.
dirty. Do you feel dirty? I feel
Yes.
filthy afterwards.
I can't hear them no more. I can't talk.
And sick. I feel sick to my stomach, actually, to be honest with you. The more the predatorial stuff comes out, everyone's a predator. Every single person in the holler.
Well, no, everybody connected to the families.
Well, yeah, the connections are good too. And it's like this. And then, you know, if you're not a Tennessean, it's pretty bad for you. You're disposable, right?
Right.
Yeah. If you're not from the holler or from out there.
Did you say Tennessean?
Is that what it is? Tennessean? I don't know.
No, Tennessean.
Mine sounds so much better though. Tennessean, is that really the word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Tennessean or an Appalachian American.
Appalachian, that's the one. Oh, sorry. I hope I didn't rage quitter.
Oh no, you're fine.
That's what that's normally what I'm used to hearing is that
Appalachian American. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just please, for my benefit, please don't ever call it Appalachian.
Hey, I can't even say the word. You're lucky. I gave up on that word a long time ago. I just called it mountain people.
That works. Mountain people.
Yeah,
works.
it's all good.
Hillbillies, ridge runners, rednecks.
Yeah, you know what? Is that really respectful? Really calling people rednecks? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, hell.
Redneck is a hardworking man. Do you know why?
I know that, but people are sensitive nowadays. Like, I don't know. People need hugs and stuff after you yell at them or something. I don't.
Yeah, I know, Doug, but I'm not like that. I'm still in the old generation.
I like that. Well, shit, I feel good now. Like,
I don't think that my generation, should have to change how we have talked for half a century just because it offends some little 20-year-old out here.
Right. And but we'll change the name of like football and baseball teams in a hot second before a lawsuit happens.
Oh, I know. Ain't that ridiculous?
It's so sad. Like, can't even be the Oilers anymore. They had to change the name. You can't be anything. Redskins, all gone.
The Redskins. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. The Redskins. They had to change their name because it was offensive. Come on.
It's crazy. It's there's I guess new sentences in 2023 you're not allowed to say either. There's some really.
Doug, you know the stupidest thing I've ever heard of is you can't say short bus. If you say something about a short bus, then that means you're calling somebody retarded. And so retarded is a medical term.
So if I tell Candace that bus was way too long for her to fucking go to school on, she had a shorter bus, would I be agreeable?
You would be agreeable.
Yeah, hell yeah, I would.
Nobody else is gonna like it, from what I understand. But I don't care.
No, you don't, die. That's all you can hear from her in an interview. No, you don't, die.
Oh no! Like I said a minute ago, she was hollering. She told Don, "Go ahead and fall in love with me if that's what he was gonna do."
It sounds like Alicia. It sounds like Stotch, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like her telling Al to go F all these girls and stuff. She's guilty. That's like weird how the parents here look just like the guilty parents in every other guilty case, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You can't compare to anybody innocent. I dare you to try. You can't.
And it kills me that hang on one second. What's this? I can't hear. Oh, it's Tammy. She's saying she couldn't hear us. Oh Lord, I'm sorry, Tammy. But
because you got a broken eardrum like I did, Tammy.
Probably.
Candace broke his eardrum one time, and he yelled at me while he was on my show. We were interviewing him, and I gave him a question. He's like, "You have to speak up. I have a broken eardrum." It's like, why are you yelling at us then? It's like we're talking as loud as we can, Don. And I think Candace just whapped him upside the head with, before that. That's what happened with the TV changer.
I don't doubt it one bit. And I'm not saying that I disagree. I'd say Don is the controlling party, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling y'all,
I don't think so. He's always working. He's never there. He doesn't discipline his kids. He has to apologize
I'm saying
to them.
Over her, though, is what I'm saying. But when I talk to him on the phone, I don't know how it is with you, Doug, but when I talk to him on the phone, I can say something. I can tell him, go tell her to get on the damn phone. and he will literally go repeat exactly what I tell him to say. And
Yeah,
then she jumps on him and screams and cusses at him.
You know, it's almost a game to them. Okay. And here's where it I mean, I want to laugh all the time about this because it's so dark now, right? Like it's crazy how parents can do all these scams and pranks with their kids missing.
Right, exactly.
Even down to the Ditos and the Yardo and stuff like that. Like, you know.
What about the KGB, Doug?
Dude,
I've thought about.
Did I miss that one?
Evidently you did. He told me, he said, "What do you think of Tim Mullins?" I said, "Well, I've told you what I think of him, blah, 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 right? You know, because I don't think very highly of Tim Mullins at all." And
he's my best friend. That's what he told PG.
Like, well, let me tell you, he escaped from the KGB. He stole a jet and landed it on the USS Idaho, I think is what he said it was, the ship that Tim landed the stolen jet on when he escaped the KGB. And that was years ago, and that's how he met Tim.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I mean, your child is missing, and you're wanting... Come on, first of all, you don't play around talking about the KGB. I mean, they liable to come and get your ass, you know. But why? That's supposed to be his friend. Why would you say something like that about your friend?
Are you still in touch with Tim Mullins?
You know I am. That's my best friend.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. I catch everything, Donnie Boys. Yeah, Don's I've been trying to make it easy for him. He doesn't understand timeline stuff, so I'm starting to write music for them, some songs and stuff. It's really easy. It's like colors, shapes, farm animals is out because they can't even do that. So 3-piece puzzles are out. So we got to do songs now, right? To make them understand the timeline. Yeah, they don't get it. They don't get how serious this crime is. What's going on right now? You know what I mean? So it's time to make a mockery of them and start pissing them off to get them out and talk, right? The same way we're going to flip the holler over and turn that inside out and make them really uncomfortable, right? To where they're going to either want to leave or stay, and they're only going to get to do that if they're not arrested.
Did you hear where he said that he quit work at 3:30? I still can't get over that. I'm sorry.
I still think the Suburban was parked out there the night before. Him and Andy must have moved the car, did something after they did some drugs together.
You think so?
Yeah. Because they don't talk about it like that. They don't talk about any other cars besides my mom's truck and that red car. They want to leave Don's truck out for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's doing the Dr. Phil recreation, which he says it's the normal day, and he's packing up his truck. I'm like, dude, that's not how that happened. You packed up. You didn't pack up that car or that truck that day, did you, Don? So it's like he can't remember really that morning or that day, or he was told not to remember that day. Like if in fact they owe money, like say they owe for drugs or something, and they go to the people go to the holler because we know Don and Jody Sue and Andy and Jody Sue got busted with 10 to 70 pounds of drugs in their dwellings. A few times Andy did, especially. And so like, it's not a gram of weed he has and people are terrorizing him for. It's more like, odds and ends, which I showed yesterday. She's been selling odds and ends to Don and Candace, which Candace has on a phone call to me. Like, we told TBI it was just weed though, but he comes over here and sells us other odds and ends, Don say. So like, that's when I called it out in early on in the case that was the flop house. That's where the drugs are coming in.
Right.
And so if somebody owed there, right, they're going to go to the hauler and they're going to be like, well, you guys either handle this or we're going to handle all you guys. The hauler will make it right. Well, okay, we'll help get the daughter or we'll help whatever you guys want. Right. So like either Don and Candace would have known it was happening. They just weren't supposed to know everything. It was supposed to be kind of like a surprise, but they had.
So they could pass a lie detector test.
Right. It was like, because they're not going to know who's setting them up. Because they're friends with everybody. The hauler actually made them feel like they were friends. Like Andy and Don were like running mates. Like they were like road dogs, right? And they would go and do some weird stuff together in Knoxville. Andy would go for a 3-day run just like Don would.
Right. And I don't understand why nobody's ever talked about that. No more than what was talked about where Andy left shortly after Summer went missing and stayed gone for 4 days. Where the shit did he go? And why?
Well, yeah, there's a lot to it. And why did Candace leave twice that day? Why did she talk to him for 45 minutes? And what did they talk about while she was supposed to be searching? He said he'd never dropped the phone call, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, what did they talk about? And Don said, what did he say specifically why he knew she was gone? Taken.
Because when he pulled up, Don Chambers and the boys were outside.
Because Candace didn't call him back, right?
Well, yeah, because Candace never called him back.
Okay.
Nobody called him back.
Which means he told her to hang up and call 911 when? After 45 minutes of talking with her. Why would it take 45 minutes for him to tell her to call 911?
Right. I agree. That's what I'm saying. He said the other day that
she's dropping Hunter off. That's what she's doing. She's driving and dropping Hunter off. She ain't looking. Hunter's not supposed to be at that house. She had Hunter. Yeah, she brought Hunter back that day.
By the way, I was looking through my old videos not before last. And you remember the other day when you did the video about Hunter saying that they found out about Summer missing shortly before they dropped him off.
Yeah.
I found a video where I did a thing on that about a year ago. I want to go back and listen to it and see if it coincides with what you were saying.
Yeah. See, that was it's not just, I don't think it was just one of those kind of cuts that you catch. I don't think Chris was doing anything strategically. I honestly think that, Hunter was just all over the place. So he'd be like, oh, so what about the milks? Milk?
Yeah, milks.
Oh yeah, milks. Right. Okay. Tell me about that. Tell me about that day. The whole day? No, just part of it. Yeah. When was Summer there? When did Summer get with you guys? Well, we didn't have her there until after we picked up Grandma, which means they had to go home and pick her up, which means Hunter went back to the house at least one time. And that's violated his probation also. Allie didn't even know he left the house. She didn't ask. He didn't ask. He just left. He was high all night. Right? He was high all night. He stayed up all night.
Have you talked to your brother or and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here.
No, go ahead.
Your dad was a cop, right? Or is a cop?
Yes, 38 years for LA County Sheriffs.
Is he still with us, right?
Yeah, he's still with us.
Okay, that's the part I didn't want to speak out of turn about. But have you asked them their opinions about this case?
Yeah, they think I'm really over the target with the two theories that I have. One, accident cover up, which still works if in fact they did go swimming that day. But I have a news clipped interview from the early on where it actually says they stood there for 10 to 15 minutes just looking at TikToks. Right? They didn't make anything. Nobody went swimming. Nobody went fishing. Nobody did nothing.
Right.
Right. So like, at what point are you just like, how do you forget you went swimming then? Right. And how come you didn't say that right away in the first interview? Or did things progressively start changing? And that's how that happened. Started progressing.
Let me ask you something else, Doug. Candace made the statement that she told the cops something different than what she's told YouTube, right? Well, if that is true and everybody's like, oh, well, she's lied to everybody except the cops. Well, why is the cops going along with what Candace said?
Oh, they're not. This is a very extensive case. There's going to be like 5 or more people going to jail for this.
I would hope so.
Oh, look at all the people. We got Allie, who's going to be very uncomfortable in one of those beds. Right? She is, right? Great grandbun. Yeah. You know, they're gonna be missing tobacco a lot. Put it this way, she's gonna have to sneak some in her grandbun. But like, yeah, they're probably going to jail. I mean, Andrew Hiltz may be going to jail. I mean, it depends. I mean, he brought 14 people over for what reason in a U-Haul? It's kind of weird.
I agree. It's weird. I don't necessarily think that he actually had anything to do.
No, I don't think he had anything to do with this. But like, I don't think he's a weirdo and possibly would try to sell somebody or sell a kid. I mean, look at him. He has panda bears everywhere, and he's like that poster child. I mean, he's already lied about this case. He's probably going to go to jail for trying to lie to this case because what he did was he instilled a narrative with me early on, and then through emails also, and said that in fact he went to a doctor's appointment at 2:30 and that he was signed in by his mom and everything else in email. And then also there was a CPS case between Hunter and Candace. He said, you're the first and only to know that there's for sex crime against Candace. That's what he said.
Right. Well, I mean, he did a live on that when he was talking to the DCS workers.
Right.
He did a live on that.
Yeah, but for him, I challenged him on it the other day, and he said, well, right after I told you that, which was like 9 months or more ago, he forgot to tell me that it didn't go through. right? And so like, so he wanted me to instill like the whole thing for him, you know, maybe his son and Candace, like there's a chance that Candace and Hunter didn't have anything going on. There's a good chance, but everybody in the family says that they do. Even Sherry, when Molly, right?
How in the shit did it not go through? You call in a, you know, that kind of a case to CPS. It's not like oh, well, we don't think there's nothing about it and hang up.
Yeah, see, that's where I would say contraire, mon frere. I think there would be most likely still a case open for that, if anything.
Exactly. They would have to investigate it. They would have to.
Yeah, of course. So like let me tell you why CPS was involved in these douchebags' life. These helicopter parents, these wonderful friends. I just spackle all the time, Doug. Leave us, Doug, be easy.
These true Christians.
Yeah, we just hang out with good people, you know, church people. That's so stupid. Dawn, you don't even go to church, and when Candace goes, she takes a nap in church. I don't know what the hell you guys think you're even going for besides babysitting. That's all, right. And free food and church cons, right?
Right.
That's what it is. I mean, why did they get kicked out of the leave the Baptist church? One day I just ran into
people caught on.
Dawn told me this. Dawn said I ran into David Dodson one day, met him for the first time, and he said, "Try out this church. See what did you think of it? Try our church." And then he's like, "I went one time, buddy, and then I never left."
But David Dodson didn't start going to that church until after Dawn and Candace had already been there for almost a year, supposedly.
I know, but this is where it's like gets weird with like this is where Dawn tries to throw these stories out there too. Like I don't know who he's trying to throw under the bus, but everybody's always his number one suspect. If you'd be like, hey, like Chris said, so do you think Dudley's suspect? You're like, yeah, that's basically my number one. Right.
And then
it's like, hey, what do you think about Jody Sue and Andy? Basically, yeah, they're my number one suspects right now. Right. And what about the bikers, the Jezebels, the Jesuits, the mafias, the Mexican mafias, the cornbread?
Hey, you know person I can name one person that I did ask him about, and he said no, absolutely not. Damien, Jody Sue's son.
What about him? The guy that likes to run around other people's properties?
Yeah, he said no, that he didn't believe that he was involved at all. That he barely even knew Damien.
Basically, I used to go spy. I was a peeping Don.
Peeping Don.
Yeah, Jody Sue was saying it was Don over there, always peeping through a window.
Yeah. I know what you're meaning. But
like, seriously, Jody Sue, you're giving him a lot of credit. Like, even Don's not interested in you. He likes hookers in Knoxville. Basically.
I'm sorry. I don't see him going to Knoxville. That bullshit story that he told about going to Knoxville and buying this one and that one, drugs and stuff. Trust me, you down there on Magnolia. And
hold on, did we not forget he told me about Stockton? And did you not hear about Stockton?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that was a little weird, not gonna lie. Caught me off guard.
What about the fact that supposedly the reason they were closing that CPS case out on the 14th was because somebody called in saying that the kids were on the roof and the
shooting guns and stuff,
blah blah blah. But yet he says on my panel that they closed the case out, they left, and then's when the kids got on the roof.
Oh, dude, Don. Okay, so CPS has been in their life ever since when? Let's talk about DVs. Let's talk about domestic violences. Yeah, let's talk about domestic violences. Let's start with that. We know it goes back to Jose time. Like, that's why I'm debating really whether, you know, what's going on with that too. But like, she gets him out of jail and says after she's scared for her life and her kid's life of Don on that police report, right? She turns around and retracts it basically. So it's like, who owes who what? You know what I mean? Don was around. Don did know Rose and everything. So like,
no, he didn't know Rose.
Well, how old's their son?
He's 14 now. He was born in 2009. He was born the same time when Rose went missing.
She's only been missing what, 12 years, 13 years? So he was
2009.
Yeah, so he was alive. Well, what about her being pregnant? That's
Who?
Time too. Like,
Rose?
Was it Candace?
Oh, no,
Dawn was with Candace.
Yeah, Dawn was with Candace.
Yeah, so why wouldn't he? Like they were traveling through Arkansas together, weren't they?
Right, but Rose was in Wisconsin.
Right.
So Don and Rose.
I'm just
never
saying,
met.
like, no, what I'm saying is the time matches for when he would, know these people. So like, I mean, could it be a possibility or could it be connected? Yes. I don't think it is at all like that, but I'm just saying, like, them knowing what happened to her sister and it not being talked about either, because I covered the case. I talked to Polk County. I've emailed them. They haven't got back to me. Nothing since their last press conference. I've tried.
But now, I will throw something in there for you. Rose's car was found right next to a truck stop, right?
Well, allegedly she was supposed to meet a cousin or something at a bar, and then it was found but PG swears it was found in a neighborhood, which I was like, no, it wasn't. But
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I know. She's absolutely was. I'm like, no, it absolutely wasn't.
But Billy Dishner is connected to the trucking company out of Hawkins County.
Yeah, see, we're looking at. I mean, you gotta keep truckers in mind too, right? Like all the time. All the time. Keep truckers in mind, for sure.
But I wonder
in lots of cases. I mean,
I wonder how long Billy Dishner, being a trucker, knew Grandis, who was right there next to where Rose was when she went missing.
Hey, listen, you don't see a lot of tears from you don't see a lot of tears from these people, do you?
No, none. I've not seen any.
Who's friends with the Cows channel? Not me. You got the wrong one if you talk about me. By the way, Daisy, change your 9-volt. Damn it. Fire detector.
I don't know who said that, but you know what? I don't care who's friends with whose channel.
Not me though.
I mean, it don't matter to me.
Yeah, but that's like a diss on me. Believe me, like I would never ever. I don't use labels. I don't do friends.
Right. He's friends with cow. So he went on the Cows channel, and then they had it out, and I believe I
tore up Candace. Yeah, I tore up Candace on that one. That's all I went on there for, so I could talk to Candace, and she raged.
And I did a video about that where she was
These
telling
friends. Birdie has a heart logo. Oh, I heart you.
Don't be bashing on Don's wife, Doug. I was
no,
Doug, don't.
All right, Don. Damn it, Candace. If you're going to yell, put your damn teeth in.
But no, I don't think Doug is friends with the Cow channel.
No, I don't use labels either, but definitely not friends. Frenemies. Definitely frenemies.
You don't use labels. What do you mean?
Like friends is a label, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, now, I thought you and Don B were friends.
Bam, gotcha. I'll throw a Bible at you.
Yeah.
Didn't Don take him to court for that? I think in the beginning of this case, Don B said that to Don Wells, and he's like, basically, that's a threat.
Yeah. Yeah.
This case has been stupid all the way around. Candace is, saying Don B is spying on her. And he probably was. I'm just saying, like, you just end up like right behind her. How many different times? Like, you just don't end up behind. I know, Winston. You don't like Candace's mullet either. I get it. I actually I had to grow my hair out though.
Literally, guys, I promise you, Don lived right next to where Candace was staying, and that's how he wound up behind her all the time.
Dude, I had to grow my mullet out because I actually got mistook for Candace 3 different times in L.A.
Oh, geez.
By a crack dealer that said Don owed money. It was so weird.
Oh, my God.
Don, go pay your crack bills in L.A., Don.
Oh, Lord.
He did get crack. He went and got coke or crack when he was out in the Dr. Phil show.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely.
Then he met McStupid in Dallas so they could do to grab some McStupid meals.
I do have to ask you something, and I understand if you don't answer it the way I think you would.
Sure.
But you truly don't think that Don is innocent, do you?
What, dude? I think he's more guilty of more crimes of SA and disgustingness and all kinds of selling of people. Possibly.
I know, but you were talking to him about Candace, keeping him in the dark and all that, and I was just making sure that.
At first, I'm not gonna lie. For like the first 3 months of this case, I was like, until I really put it all together and just definitely never left the parents. And then I had to hear what they were talking about and how they behaved on my panel and Molly's panel and everywhere else. You really just saw how bad those boys had it. They experienced the negative talk with the N-words and this and that, the fighting, the hands-on fighting, right?
Right.
The way you don't see, this is what I feel bad. And these boys will finally have a chance to learn how to treat a woman the way she should be treated and held up on a pedestal, not like held up by her throat. Right, Donnie?
Right.
Yeah, let's
Right.
talk real talk for Don, really, because Don watches this kind of stuff. I know you don't like Don either, Winston. I'm sorry. See, he doesn't like when I do the Don voice. He barks at that too. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, he just doesn't like when I say, and I don't even want to say it. He doesn't like prayer gardens very much.
Oh, okay. Can you believe she came on my channel yesterday?
Well, no, I didn't know she did.
Yeah, in the middle of the day for 2 hours.
But is she a vampire?
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But
Every
she
time
was on my panel. And she only said the F-bomb twice. She did not show her butt. She did not cuss.
Did she say absolutely afterwards, or did she say God bless you after she said cum dumpster on yours? Like, okay, no. Okay, good. She's the only one that can do that. She can say, God bless you after calling you the most disgusting term. Yeah, and absolutely, this is Summer's channel. Well, then why don't you send that monetization over to Summer's way up in heaven? How's that?
Right. Or at least send it to the boys. Set up a bank account for the boys and start.
What do you mean she only likes to talk about it.
Money.
She only likes to talk about it. It all sounds good, but like, yeah, it's all bad. It's a scam. Yeah. It's a scam all the way around. You might as well have 423 Chase run that one.
Oh Lord.
Right, Kathy? Miss Morrison, you are crazy. You know, oh sorry, she's a public figure anyway, so whatever. Did I say her last name? I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did, Doug.
I didn't mean to. I honestly didn't mean to. That was terrible.
She's a sweet lady, though. She really is. I promise.
She's one day, and I think she's bipolar or she's multiple personalities because she's so nice to you one time, and then the next time she just really just flips on you.
Well, like I described her earlier, was that some days I think that she might be Prayer Garden's sister. Because of the sailor, likeness. They both talk like sailors.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, I get it.
But I spent 4 hours with her, and I know you can't really get to know somebody in 4 hours, but I did spend 4 hours talking with her one day.
No, but what you did get to know is you have a hell of amount of patience. You do for it to keep her around for 4 hours.
Well, we were at the Cracker Barrel having coffee and stuff.
Oh, you met her in person?
Yeah.
Holy crap. I thought you were talking about online. She came on your show.
No.
Whoa, you took it to a whole new level. Wow.
We don't live far from each other.
Oh.
It's just she's in the next town over.
Yeah. Okay, so I have this picture of her. I don't know if it's even her, but she's a skinnier woman, right? A little smaller woman, right? I don't need to know too much. No. Okay, the one I have is then I might have the really original picture of that. Okay.
No, she's healthy.
Yeah, I know. I got her like 1970s curly short hairish look of shoulder height picture. It looks like she's sitting at like a coffee table or something.
Oh, I don't know.
And she's got these old Coke bottle glasses on too. Was she wearing glasses or no?
Yeah, actually, I think she does wear glasses.
Oh, I hope that's the one. I gotta bring that one out. She's not. You know what? I think she means well. I'm not here to talk trash about anybody. I mean, anyone who's keeping Summer's name out there, whether it's negative or positive, we're creating a storm right now, and it's a great storm.
Right.
Isn't it? It's a beautiful storm, and it's well deserving. And then we can move on to Daniel Robinson, and then we can move on to other people that need our army. And see, this is what's great about Summer's army. It's an army that takes on anything, right? We've taken on everything, and like we're coming together more and more and more. And this is what the beauty of it when we can adult and finally come on each other's shows. Or it's not that I've even stayed away. I watch you all the time. Like I don't have a problem with you guys at all. Like there's certain creators that I know more about that have come into my life and my channel and tried to ruin it, even with wrenches and everything else, right? So like you have to run this like your baby. It's your it's your business.
I see. I had coffee with Kathy. The friend, Kathy, the friend, not PG.
Oh, I thought you was PG. I was like,
no. Kathy.
I like Kathy the friend. I like Kathy the friend. She's a nice lady. She took care of Candace for a long time, didn't she? Like 6 months.
Yes,
paid for her cigarettes and all of her.
Really sweet. Yeah. She's a very sweet lady.
She's got a lot of patience too.
Yes, she does.
4
and
hours.
She really, truly cared about Candace. She really did.
So, were you saying you couldn't get to know her in 4 hours? I'm interested in to hear about that.
Yeah, I said you can't really get to know somebody in 4 hours time. But
what was your first impression feeling wise? Like when you first saw her, or when you first touched or shook hands, did you?
Kathy, the friend,
Yeah, the friend.
Standoffish. She was leery. Of course, you should be. We were meeting for the first time in public, and neither one of us knew, I wasn't as worried because I guess I'm in my own hometown, but she had drove over here to meet me. And so
really?
We sat down, we had coffee, we discussed Don B, of course, because Kathy doesn't like Don B at all.
Well, I don't like his little birdies is what I don't like.
His little birdies.
Yeah, I like people that we can actually see and that they're receipts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like birdies.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's told you who that little birdie is.
No, he wouldn't. I called him out on it. He wouldn't let me. He told me I'm going to keep my birdie safe. And I said, okay.
Oh,
is it Panjeet or something? Is some dude Panjeet or whatever, the gas station owner?
No, it's not him. But I assumed he had told you who his little birdie was, or I thought he said.
I don't even care. I mean, I really just don't care. As long as if stuff is real and honest facts. I mean, going back and retracting all these other people's stuff for them has been terrible for this case.
Well, as a matter of fact, that was one of the things I did ask Kathy about, was one of the pieces of information the birdie gave Don B. And it was about the blood clots in Don Wells's legs that he got while he was in jail. And I asked Kathy, not telling her why I wanted to know, but that was why I wanted to know. And she was like, yeah, he got blood clots while he was in jail, and his medicine cost like $1,000 a month.
That's the medicine I just had to get for my blood clot. Yeah, no, we talked about it. Yeah, Don, when I last talked to him, he talked about it with me, that he had blood clots. That's the night he called me when he was all hammered and high.
Was it the 16th?
Yeah.
That was the night that he called me cussing me out.
Yeah, he called me back on the because he called me late at night, and then and I released it like 2 days later, and then he called me on like the 21st, and I released that on the 21st too.
He tried calling me back, and I refused the call.
Well, he was so high that he's like, okay, buddy, I don't really want you to record this, but I want to come on your show. Okay, record this, but I don't. Record it, but I want to talk about it on your show first. And I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, so what am I recording? He's like, okay. And then we started talking, because I wasn't recording it all until he told me to. Like, it was like the very beginning. We talked for 15 minutes. We talked about health. We talked about everything. I was laying in bed with my foot up, and I was like, I'm not getting up, not even for a bowl of weed right now. I was like comfy. And he's like, all right, buddy, can you hit the record button on your phone? I was like, I have to go get another phone, because I don't record people when they call me. I don't record. I give them my real phone number. That's where I guess I went wrong, because I thought everybody was normal like me. But like when I started meeting people in this community, everybody has like a text now number. They're all trying to hide stuff. They all record you. It's crazy.
Not me, Doug. I do the same.
See, I'm not either.
I give everybody the right phone number and.
Right. Like, exactly. Like, if something happens to me, I would like somebody to have my real phone number, or if they need something, they could at least get a hold of me. Right. Like I don't give you my number for no reason. Like, it's like, if you got my number, like, you call me. If nobody else can help you, call me then. Like, or if I'm close to you, call me. Like, I'm cool with that.
I feel privileged. You know? I did not know that it was the real phone number you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel honored then. But Don's the only person I hit record on when he calls. Every time.
That's what I'm going to do now from now on if he ever calls me again. But
I explained to him it was for my own protection, so that he can't say I said something that I didn't say.
Well, this is their game right now. They want to start suing people and getting people in trouble. So he's calling people hoping you record him and put it out. But the thing I have him saying is, when he called on the 21st to yell at me for putting it out, I said, Don, you asked me to record. He's like, I said, you wanted to come on my show and talk about it too. He's like, yeah, I know I did. But like, I wanted it to come out differently. And I'm like, well, it sounds pretty bad that you say that you took a 14-year-old girl into your truck, probably did an SA act on her, and then took her back to the house to buy pure cocaine. Now, you said she couldn't be any more than 14, by the way, Don, if people really listen to it. So how old was she? So Don's a predator. Facts. No matter how you look at it. Right? Candace, predator, no matter how you look at it. Right?
I agree.
We got everybody in that holler that's involved in this case, predator, one way or another. And I have Jody Sue saying that Andy sells to kids over at 110 Ben Hill. Andy wouldn't come up to talk about it. And I'm like, Andy,
what do you think about that? If
Andy's
that is not true, why has he not filed some kind of an injunction to stop her or to at least punish her for making that statement.
I don't think they remembered that it was going to be caught or someone was going to keep it. See, a lot of people sweep stuff under the rug or dirty delete stuff real fast, right? This is how they do it with the drama in this case too, right? They bound up on all these good creators and they really trash them, right, for a few days, and then they move on and they keep trashing them. While they're doing that, they're just sweeping up everything behind them, and it's like, how do I catch up on all this, right? Let alone like what's really going on. So. Right. And you got to decipher who's telling you the truth, because now the timeline that we've been trying to put together for 2 years is probably just a BS timeline, because that's all the stuff that all liars have told us.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, not anybody's telling the truth. Down to Allie, who said at first she saw Summer and then she didn't see Summer. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got people covering for people covering. And then when did everybody turn on each other? Well, the holler, this is mathematics. This is the holler games. It's like the Hunger Games, but the holler games.
Yeah.
This is what that is.
Just me. I'm pretty sure safe to say that Doug probably will not be going. He lives in California. And me, I'm doing the balloon release at my son's house. No, I'm not going to go up there.
I'm straight up I'll do a 5-hour live stream that day, or I'll just stream all day about Summer. I'll get the word out. Don't worry, on 3 different channels. That's what we'll do.
I'm not going up there around a bunch of sycophants that are going to be up there and have to listen to them talk all day.
Okay, hold on. First of all, this is never going to be about Summer, because the people throwing it that I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'm not going to get into who's doing it, but it seems like last year was pretty just much about them too. So like, what is this? Is it really about Summer Wells? Right. And if you guys are gonna do a vigil, stop calling it a visual, you damn idiots.
Yeah.
It's Virgil without the R. Vigil. Right. Visual. Yeah, trying to take donations for visuals, that live 411 guy and these other weirdos, like coming out of the dark. Like, this case has brought out all the weirdos.
Oh, I'm telling you, I was saying earlier, people need to have mental evaluations before they come out and start opening their mouth. I'm telling you, they are some wackos out here.
How do some of these people believe some of the stuff they even say? Like, there'd be a lot of people like, oh, really? Doug did that? He ran through, like, the dancing grannies and killed them? And I'd be like, yeah. And I'll be like, no, that was they're not grounds. That wasn't me. But like, that people would believe it. You guys know who that was.
Thank you, Kirst. I appreciate that, hon. We'll run it live. We'll run it live as you do it.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. And that'll be right around when we set the balloons loose. I'm doing flyers. I'm putting the flyers in the balloons, Doug, doing hot air balloons and setting them loose.
Do you guys need any donations for that? Are you good?
Oh, well, yeah, no, I could. I'm still working on getting the helium tank, because on Amazon, they're like $70 for a dang helium tank.
What's your PayPal?
It's, hang on a second, I'll tell you. I don't memorize it, honey. I don't have it.
All right. If it's in your description, I'll shoot you something after this towards that. It is.
You just have to look under one of my videos, not under the
Who's this? What is this person saying? I didn't say you guys taking donations. I said I offered to give her some money for the helium tank. What's wrong with you? Are you really trying Nana for life too hard? Just take a chill pill.
What'd they say?
They're just speaking out of their neck.
Jesus.
I only talk the truth about everything. That's why I speak on it. Show.
Well, if anybody is saying anything bad, Doug, you just ignore them.
I'm not. It's not bad. It's just I think they're having a Tourette's moment. It's one of those things where it's just some people fall on their head in the morning, and it's like they need somebody just to like flick them or something to get them back to life. By the way, it's an I, not a Y. Yeah, life. It's an I. Just saying. Okay, moving on. Can I ask you about this cousin person? What do you think about this? What do you think? I mean, I didn't even listen to it.
I think. Well, I only listened to a little piece of it, but I think that it's Tim Mullins or somebody hired them to come in and do a distraction. I promise that's what I think. First of all, it's not Candace's cousin. Her name is Trina. She lives in Wisconsin. She seems to be a very sweet, nice person. I cannot imagine her coming down here and or going on panels and saying some of the stupid stuff that woman said. Second of all, that woman's parents live in Wisconsin. They do not live down there on Ben Hill, where that woman said they live. Parents live
Right.
I think she's paid to cause a distraction. I don't think she has any connection to Summer or Candace or any of them other than being paid.
Right. I think it's these people that are trying to dip their ways back into this and the narrative switch, right? This is the Don and his cronies, all the shitiots, all the people who do the mathematics. It's methed out with an F, methed out.
There's my cash app.
Is.
Doug, there's my cash app on the screen, hon.
I need a PayPal.
Oh, you need PayPal?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, nobody donates to me, so like I don't get it in the cash app. But I have money in my PayPal.
I've got PayPal too.
I got to ask Nana for life. Is it okay if I send her some money towards the helium tank, or am I ruining Summer's day, or should Summer's day never even happen because these people don't understand every day Summer's day and like it's like taking time that you can be putting your name out and you can just release balloons from your backyard.
I don't know what she's talking about because
these people.
I'm not involved in that Summer's day.
Yeah, me neither. I don't even know why people are doing that. Damn it. It's all the people that just the facade of like, look how good I am. And I'm going to donate this and I'm going to do that. But it's all for yourselves. Like, stop it, people. Stop making this about yourselves.
Right.
That's what this is.
Exactly. It's go and meet the superstars off of YouTube. That's exactly what it is.
The stupid stars? What?
The superstars.
Oh,
go meet the superstars. That's what it was last year. It was a meet and greet for all.
It was a sing along. It was a sing. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole in the bottom. Like, what are we doing here? Oh gosh, hors d'oeuvres, anyone?
Yeah, exactly.
Who wants pizza? All right. All right. Who are we here for again? No, nobody knows what the hell they're doing out there. I don't even know why people do that crap.
I do not have a vehicle. I do not have transportation to go out and put flyers out, Doug. And I had seen this had been done in the past. And if you get biodegradable balloons and you put mini flyers with the child's name, their picture, all their information inside the balloon will go for miles and miles and miles.
That's a great idea. We should throw some bottles with some into the ocean or some water.
I thought about that.
That'd be cool. I think that's special. See, that kind of stuff is cool. And that way, this thing, you don't know where it's going to go. That kind of stuff's cool.
Exactly.
See, I think that's very unique. See, that's more unique, and it's something that we can all do from where we live. You don't have to go to a certain place. You can spread Summer's. Actually, why keep it in Hawkins County where nobody's looking or finding anything? Send that out. Send it out somewhere else, right? Like out of the Why don't you have Summer's Day from your house, people? Don't go anywhere. Just live stream and just have people on your panel. Make it a normal thing and talk about Summer, or talk about a theory or
all missing kids. Yeah, I mean,
another case. While keeping Summer's name out there, all that stuff's important. Every voiceless person deserves it. Monkey Vaughn deserves it, right? Daniel Robinson deserves it, right? I mean,
there's a little 1-year-old. His name is Nathaniel Summer Jr., and he's out of Vicksburg, Mississippi, who is missing.
Yeah,
and
that's the kind of stuff we need. Like every show, we should be doing like at least one or two showing, like at the beginning or end, like showing like, hey, these are currently missing kids or people. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, right? It doesn't even take long, maybe a minute per, and just get the word out. That way, it's out and people hear it and can share it. It's really that easy. It's really that easy. Like that's what's important here is like everybody that can't speak, right? Or the families.
Exactly. And see, in my opinion, and I know this is off topic, but in my opinion, that reward that was for Summer, if it could not have been held for Summer, then why was it not broken up and given out to other kids who do not have rewards out to help find them? Would that not have been a better use of that money if it wasn't going to be held for Summer?
I think that was another. See, it started getting hairy when people started collecting money on their own accounts, right?
Right.
So, and then making like I paid, I think $400 or $500 into when they were doubling and tripling our money through these other people's stuff on top
Yeah.
of donating 1,000 or more. I think I did it live too on to Civis Bank. I mean, I always told people to donate straight to there. Like it was weird when money started moving around everywhere because there was a chance that once those donations got actually returned, they would get the donations returned and they couldn't return all of our money. They would get to keep it. I think that was the actual scam. I think that was the scam behind that was behind those 8 people never sleeping and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. I got the
So that $38,000 got handed over to whoever.
Yeah, they were holding those 2 checks, right? The 25 and the 10, right?
Yeah, the people who donated them, they pledged them. They did not donate them. They pledged them. And because the money was not going to go for summer, therefore they kept their money. And I think that either that should have happened for everybody, or the money that came together should have been used for other children who did not have reward funds, or the parents can't afford to put up the money for a reward fund or whatever.
Well, I donated live, and I have the live clipping of me talking to them and actually giving them, sending them money, cash apps and all that. I mean, I could probably use that in court to get my money back. But like, I mean, it would start a lot of people, but it's not worth it. Once you donate to something, that money is good as gone. Yes. It doesn't matter what it is. If you donate to a subscriber or to a person, a host, or whoever, it's gone. It's just gone. Just forget what happens to it, whether they put it up their nose or put it towards their kids. It's not. It's you can't worry about that. Or hey, do you remember when I gave that person like you owe them something or they owe you? It's not like that, right?
Well,
it's
sort of like going to a casino. If you take a certain amount of money, if you cannot afford to take that amount of money and literally throw it out the car window, then you shouldn't be taking that money to the casino. So basically, anytime you donate or give away the money, if you literally can't afford to throw it out the window, then you shouldn't be handing it over because it's gone.
I literally couldn't afford to go to the casino, so I sold my daughter. So put it all on red, sell in summer.
Do you think he sold her? Really?
I think she was collected as a debt, maybe, or either Don. Okay, so we got to figure out this, right? Let's be honest. We got to figure, is Candace turning on Don, or is Don doing this to Candace? First of all, if none of them are doing it to each other, if no one's setting each other up, then we have to branch out a bit, right?
Yeah.
Because Grandis is gone. Grandis is the only one that I think that lawyered up. Because if Don and Candace actually had a lawyer, the lawyer would have told them to stay offline. But they're not. So they're not offline. So I don't think they have a lawyer any longer. They just have friends or people they think that are helping them. Like Don said, I have like those investigators from, and Chris thought they were like police investigators and all this, but they just turned out to be private investigator stuff. So like Don, he kind of talks you in circular conversation. So you really don't get what he's actually saying. He's saying, really, he always goes to like, oh, I think, no, it was about 5:30 or they were at the Walgreens. That's his go-to. You could ask him anything. Don, what time did you leave for work? And if he doesn't want to answer, he'll be like, no, basically I called Candace at 3:30 and they were at the Walgreens. So I decided to stay late at work.
Yeah,
right? It's like, it's his go-to. It's like, he'll go to a time or a set part of a story. And every time.
Right. When he was on my panel the other day, that's what he said was he called her at 3:30. Then he waited. He talked to his buddy from work for about an hour. And at 4:30, which was an hour later, Candace called him and said Summer was missing. So he didn't go back to work. He packed up his tools and went straight on home.
So Jamie, he's the one
at 4:30.
Jamie is the one he was talking to, but I have his original conversation, which he tells Chris he only talked to Jamie for 30 minutes. But then he told me he talked to Jamie for an hour, hour and a half, and he told you an hour. So Don's either screwing with the time frame, or he done fell on his head, or Candace put his feet behind his head too far, doing bunny ears, because Don's into that. And Don hurt his back. He can't go to work now. They were trying to do the Russian pretzel. I'm not going to lie. He sent me pictures. It looked gross.
Yeah, Candace, he said he didn't want to go home and sit by himself. Yeah, well, where were the boys at if he didn't want to sit by himself? And Angel talks too fast. Please get a hold of me, sweetheart. I've got something important I really need to talk to you about.
Listen, they're at their rock bottom, Candace and Don. They're in drug trafficking motels at its finest, right? They're living the life, right? R&R and live streaming. And just not having to work for donations, right? Like they're scamming. right? This is straight up. Since day one, someone's involved with a GoFundMe or something, a wish list. Like, where's all that stuff from the wish list that was purchased?
Right.
Like Candace got all this stuff to go on the run. Like if you noticed and I have like all the pictures and all the wish lists that were taken down, and I did streams on those. And if you look at the stuff that they were trying to get, stuff to get going on the run, live out in a van somewhere.
Everything except the pregnancy belly. And was that maybe to,
you saw it. Yeah, that was hilarious. I want one of those actually.
do you?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe she was wanting it so she could change her look? So
Just
people
hide her
wouldn't
out. No,
recognize
she
her?
wanted to put like an R&R in the stomach and then put like a feeding tube up to her like throat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That makes more sense.
So
Yeah.
she didn't have to hide it while she sang country music terribly.
I think Don is ignoring the info I'm giving him in my videos.
Don doesn't listen to anything. He doesn't even know what happened that day.
You ask him, I don't know. I just work all the time. That means don't ask me anything because I fucking don't know.
Right. Exactly.
That's what that means. It translates. He talks in like riddles, basically.
He swears up now. I mean, I'm sure he's pissed at me right now, but I guarantee you I could pick up the phone and call him.
Who cares? Don's a suspect, a person of interest. Fuck all of them.
That's okay. He threatened me. He said I lost two of the best friends I'll ever have. Talking about him and Candace. And I'm thinking, when the hell was we friends?
Hey, don't use labels. Doug
I mean, I
He's
talked to the
crazy.
man one time before that, and he's telling me that I turned on my best friends.
Let me tell you, Don's been turning on me since day one, and he had the audacity to say it was me.
you backstab everybody, Doug
I'm just like, backstab who? Benny who backstabs everybody, or all your cronies that backstab everybody, including you backstabbing each other and stabbing each other through the backside? You guys weirdos.
He told me that Benny's been back in touch with him.
Yeah, well, they've never stopped. Okay, listen, if Candace said that Benny stole all of the money and all this, why would Don even? That's why I said to Don, like, why would you even trust these people? Didn't they steal from you already when you were in jail? By the way, you didn't look for your daughter for 8 months either because your dumbass was in jail. So, like, when have you looked for your daughter? He tries to make it seem like they've done so much.
I've surfed the internet. I apologized. I actually reached out to them online. And I said, you guys, give me my daughter back. And I did that on Facebook. And then I give up now.
He gave up real quick. He's like,
I ain't fucking doing it again, Doug. They don't deserve it. Like, they're laughing at us right now.
like he wants to say that they're laughing at all of us, what we're saying and what we're doing, trying to figure out where the daughter is. They're laughing at us because we're trying to figure out all the nonsense that they've done and the lies that they put into this case, right?
Right.
Yeah. Like Don's a piece of shit in real life. Like he thinks he's a celebrity. Don't let him feel that way. That's why I said don't let him up. Let them go to panels that are trash because the trash will take out the trash.
Angel, I guess I've won the fight then, honey, because he not only called me N and R and snake's belly and the B word, and I think the only word he didn't call me that night was the C word.
Well, he called me the N word 17 times in one sentence, and then 3 times in text right after he hung up on me.
Well, what made him mad at me after that was because I was like, Don, you're just trying to get me a goat. I said, but you're not making me mad. Yes, I am making you mad. You're mad. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't get mad because you're saying all that shit because I know you're just trying to piss me off and it don't bother me. I said, it don't affect me like it does everybody else.
Yeah, see, he thinks like we owe him something.
Like, I'll come on your panel.
No, you won't. And then no, I actually told you can't, Don. He wanted to again. Like, see, they needed their in. They need good creators to put their trash into. Because creators think I'll get the views, I'll get the clicks. I don't care about the clicks, the views, or the money. See, that's where they got me screwed up. I
gave him a chance one time to come and try to tell some kind of truth, some piece of truth, and he couldn't even do that. So he'll not be back.
I did. I ard my sisters.
Yeah, he'll not be back on my panel.
Oh, he's a predator. He's disgusting. If he's admitted to that stuff, and that 14-year-old, there's more people. If you're taking him in, you're a predator too. And if you're from prison and you're backing him, aren't you guys supposed to take flight right away on those kind of people? Yeah, that means you're the same kind of person. All those people are predators. Every single one of them. Down to Frank Light, Fred Hill, even Andy is a weirdo, of course. And Jody Sue, she's just as bad. I'm sorry if anybody likes her here. They're all predators.
Do you
Especially-
remember when Jody Sue, there was the cow lady played a recording on her channel early on, and it was Jody Sue saying that yins will all learn when Andy goes and unalives another child, yins will see then, or something to that effect. And it was when they found the other shoe in Andy's truck.
Yeah.
Summer's other shoe in Andy's truck.
Well, Andy was over the night before selling odds and ends. Basically, Dawn said drugs to him. So, like, that's why I think they left to go do something. I didn't know if Summer was already hurt that night. See, I'm still debating what happened. Because Dawn's like, when I left in the morning, Summer was by my side.
Right.
I'm like, what, Dawn?
No, I meant when I was sleeping, I had to take her, my leg was on top of her leg, and she was by my side.
Now, you would have said she's in between you and Candace, wouldn't you?
Right.
Would that be the way that goes? Because he said they all went to bed at 9 p.m. that night too. There's no way. Andy was over there at 9. And his son was probably collecting the
Fucking dogs that are useless, I said.
Right.
right? I mean, who's the one person that could get all those dogs off there? Well, I guess Jody Sue's dog's the stud, right? So like maybe anybody over there that has that scent could probably collect those dogs real quick. Get them out of there, put them in the Suburban, move the Suburban with the dogs, and I don't know. You know, Don couldn't get all rid of all those fucking stupid dogs by fingering them, like Mary said. He did.
Yeah, basically, I pointed and they stuck to my finger. I said, "Get off my property!" And both hands, and they stuck to both my fingers. Weird, Doug.
He's such a weirdo. He's a sicko. And yes, he did. Him and his friends held down Mary by the throat and tried to gang on her. Yeah, no, yeah. See,
And
yeah,
her older brother, who was 17 at the time, came in and found them and got them off of her and took her to the police department right then and there. And she filed charges. And when Don's dad and Mary's mom got home, Don's dad made her go back down there and drop the charges.
they're going down. Don't think that these charges aren't coming still. This is strategic. Like everything's going to come at once. Like if they can't stick him on the murder charges, they're going away for life, probably between CPS and all the other bullshit. By the way, doesn't the pictures we have of her driving around with no car seat really telling?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should already be in trouble for that. Like, especially if you expose, I mean, she was like 40 pounds, which means if you slam on the brakes, she like goes flying out of that seat, hits her head on the back seat and breaks her neck.
In the other state, but in Tennessee, they have to be 80 pounds or 8 years old.
Yeah, you can break your neck when you slam on the brakes. Like Candace is not a safe driver, and if she's got Hunter with her, and they're driving, and she slams on the brakes, and Summer goes out of that seat and goes neck first and breaks her neck in the seat in front of her or into the dashboard. Yeah, it's a problem.
Peas in a Pod said when the handcuffs come for Don, he's going to run and hide in the shed.
Basically, I've been to jail since I've been 3 days old. Okay, so I'm not scared. I keistered a binky twice.
Don's been in jail every decade of his life. Like he's got one thing that he could probably get in the Guinness Book of World Records for. Right? Like
I've been in jail possibly like every decade.
Okay. And Andy, thank you. I never did understand exactly what that recording was, but thank you. I may have misunderstood what she was saying on the recording.
Okay, yeah, I hadn't heard that. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I hadn't heard that, and I usually have a lot of Jody Sue's early stuff because I mean I have her saying that she saw Summer 2 nights before, and Andy saw her 1 night before, and how they switched the story. Andy was trying to say that he saw Summer 2 nights before, and that Jody Sue saw it 1 night before. So this is the holler games. So did Jody Sue really get scared out of the holler, or is she not from that state originally? I don't think she is she?
No, she's from there, just not that area. She's from Sullivan County, actually. That's where she's living now. Over there at her grandparents' place. Her grandparents owned a gym or a store or something right next to where they live.
So Andy's got a lot of land. Frank Light's got a lot of land, or the Lights have a lot of land, and the Bernards have a lot of land. Like, I just want to know she's in the holler somewhere. Holler if you hear me. I really want to know where they've been moving her back and forth from, or just where she's buried on Frank Light's possibly. Wherever somebody ran over her is a possibility too, coming down the hill, if in fact she went to go look for Candace when she left her behind. Because Candace did leave that day. And when she says, "I'll be right back, boys," she's not talking about going to fix a knee brace for 2 to 5 minutes. That means I'm leaving the house, no in, no out. I'll be right back. So I think she's kind of merged all those stories together because she forgot the nap of Grandis. And then she also forgot about the washing of the hands after she said it the very first time. There was no more kids washing the hands. in between that walk back to the house after the peppermint. So she can't remember the timeline, which is a problem too.
Do you think maybe it was Grandis or one of the boys that called Candace and Hunter as they were gone in the car, called and told them, hey, Summer's missing, we can't find her, blah, blah, blah. And then Candace went ahead and took Hunter on home. Remember when he says that we found out shortly before she took me home? Do you think that could have been the possibility that Grandis or one of them called her and said,
I really think this is how it went. So that morning starts off like this. Let's just say we'll give them a window because we can shut down the 2 to 6 hour. Well, we already pretty much have, but like, let's just say they didn't leave at 8 o'clock because they came out and said, no, they haven't.
Right.
Candace now says it was about 9:30. Okay. So that would line up a little bit more with dropping Grandis off and then picking Hunter up between 10 and 10:30.
Right.
Because it would have to be 10:30. The hospital's like 45 minutes away, right? So we can keep the facts out there. The hospital from 110 Ben Mill is like 45 minutes. And then from the hospital, it's like 5 or 10 minutes to Hunter's house. Okay. So we have her going to the hospital in the morning, leaving the kids behind because the kids will sleep till when if you let them? Noon, right?
Right. I agree.
Yeah, that's what she says. She says the kids will all of them will sleep till noon if you let them. So we have that window. She says they were watching TV but sleeping at the same time. So yeah, it's called sleeping. Yeah, no, Candace, it's called sleeping. They didn't go to bed the night before, probably. Right? So let's be honest. She leaves the kids all behind. Doesn't cook hot dogs. Doesn't leave any cold hot dogs. She goes out and says, Grandis, your knee looks inflamed. You need to go to the doctors. We need to go right now. Because the night before, it wasn't a problem because nobody mentions it to Dawn or anybody that, hey, we're going to go to the doctors in the morning or anything. So it's not hurting the night before. Let me get this straight. So if Don's never seen a knee brace ever in his life on her, and she's going to the doctor that day, his daughter goes missing. Why is that not important to you when you get home and she's not wearing a knee brace? Does that just discredit like the story?
Right.
It kind of does, right? And why would I notice one? I just worked, Doug.
Well, see, I asked him that question. When did he first find out that Candace was taking Grandis to the hospital that morning? And that's what brought up the 3:30.
He didn't know at all. He didn't know at all. Candace did this without him knowing.
He said that he didn't find out until 3:30 when he called Candace.
Well, he's a liar. So I'm going to have to say they're either both in on it or one's setting up the other. Pretty damn good. Because if 911 is always being called by Candace and Grandis on Dawn, they want him gone, right?
Yeah.
The hauler wants both of them gone. So we got to consider the hauler wants both of them gone. It wasn't running well with them there. They need to go. That pretty much Jody Sue says. So now we got Dawn and Candace. Who's railing game on who, right? Because Dawn wants to get rid of her. He went to Utah with Josie, right? 5 months. No, the kid wasn't involved in school there, Dawn. Let me get this straight. You took your eldest kid away from the house because you were looking for work at Utah because you wanted to move. That's a lie. You and Candace were breaking up again, right? After another domestic, another fight, another this, you guys were going to break up. And you took your eldest out there and you were out there 5 months. And guess what happens, Don? Candace calls you. There's a big misunderstanding. What she heard was I was at my sister's house and I was trying to get a plate of food for free. And she heard that I was partying. It totally sound like that, Don. And that's his words, right? Like and I guess she knows about him doing his sister's because why is she worried if he's at his sister's house? See, I don't think this whole story is true. Don is trying to play like the warrior here. Like, I drove home and I was going to defend my palace and I got there and then she said she didn't do anything with Jose B. I swear. Don still thinks that she didn't sleep with Jose.
Right.
I asked him. He didn't think she slept with Jose. He's never heard about the kids kicking her in the knee. Nothing. He's like, they've never kicked her in the knee. What are you talking about? I've never heard that. So that's Allie's story, right?
Yeah.
So Allie's bringing all that stuff out, right? So now we know the holler turns on Allie because Allie's hanging out with Andy the whole week that Summer went missing and before that at his work. Why are they friends?
I don't know.
They shouldn't be by nature or anything, right?
Right.
Unless she's buying drugs from him.
Yep. I'd say every one of them up there was buying drugs from everybody. And
so they got everybody to set each other up, right? Everybody thought they were in, but they were getting different ends from different stories from the same people. Like Andy would tell, yeah, Don, you're in, and this is what we're going to do to this people, right? To get you guys safe or clear, and we'll turn it on, right? And then he says something else to, hey, Ali, this is what you got to say, and then we'll turn it around. But it's really putting everybody to, taking them out of the mix, getting the holler out and putting all these people against each other. Now we got Don, Candace fighting with Ali and Hunter. And now it looks like Ali and Hunter and Don and Candace and their families respectively are all involved, and nobody else in the holler is. Right. Because everybody has.
What do you know about that Leslie woman, Allie's friend Leslie? Supposedly
She was married to Fred Hill.
Yeah, Fred Hill. That's what I was asking.
He's a liar too. Sure. Big liar. He said he's not like anybody else in the holler. On the recording, I have a recording you can put on your channel. You can monetize it. I'll send you the link. Okay. It's his interview. He's saying he's talking about these cars waiting in the holler, and he saw all these cars. Like, he's setting the story up well too. Like, we can't confirm any of this. How come Jody Sue's cameras weren't up across the street where they should have been? Only some of them were. Like, you guys, they had a bunch of good cameras, and there was a center part of the area on the land where it hadn't been, built like it was supposed to at that second. It was supposed to already be up, and those cameras should have been up, and they weren't. So it leads me to believe, if that's the case, then I'm starting to think, yeah, Ali was hanging out with Andy, just me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I have that proof too. I wouldn't just say that. That's one thing I don't do in any case is lie or make stuff up. Like, I'm just trying to fix. I have to fix Andrew Hilt stuff for sure now. Like, that's why I brought it up when he was on a different panel. When he was on PG's, I took the chance to go up there before she kicked me off because I asked him questions. Right? Like,
right.
Tell me the truth, dude. I need to fix this too, because you could have people going down the wrong rabbit hole, or I could get in trouble for slander if he lied to me and just thought that was going to get swept under the table. So, like, if Hunter really was just infatuated with Candace, and maybe she just make him think that something could happen, but she uses him. So, like, if he needs something, he'll call, but if she wants something, she'll text. So he calls. There's got to be a paper. He's got to call her though, right? So that's why she has to claim that he called that morning while they're sitting at the hospital. So you got Candace, who drops Grandis off. There's no Summer, no boys. She goes to pick up Hunter after texting him. He calls and she says to him, I can't tell you what happened to my mom knee over the phone. I got to tell you in person. That's why she actually had to go over. Is the story. So she goes over there. And so, like, what couldn't you tell him over the phone about your mom's knee being hurt? Right. Or do you need him to cover some shit up? What is it? Like, because Hunter is a gangster. He is.
Right.
He is. He pulled a lady out of her car and a kid was in it. Yeah, I got that confirmed too. He actually did pull a lady out of the car when they carjacked her with a kid in the car.
No, I know that's true. I'm just saying he ain't no damn gangster though. He might be.
No, he's stupid. No, he thinks like he'll do stupid shit like the gangsters. He'll run around and do the same thing they are, no matter how bad it is. He's a follower. Think about it. He's looking for acceptance, like his dad says. That's why I told Andrew, you're a piece of shit in real life. You never gave that boy a chance. Either did Ali. Right? Like, everybody who's going to get in trouble are losing their kids already. Look at how great this is working out, right? Allie's lost all of her kids, Candace and Dawn, right? Everybody's safe. Their kids have a chance now. And now it's time to sweep them all under the rug and put them in jail, isn't it?
Right.
It's all ready to go. Like, people, this is all going down real quick. If they don't meet this week,
I pray and hope that next week they indict some dang body, the right person. I'm not just saying anybody. I want the right people indicted and buried under the jail for what they've done.
Oh yeah, and anybody who's inserted themselves into this case and created a narrative, I want all you guys in trouble. Creators and everyone. Anybody who's made it take almost 2 years for this poor little girl to be found or get answers. Yeah. I want you all to have the same charges. Actually, give them all the murder charge and let them fight it all. Whatever, you know what I mean? Like, they're just trash. They're all back too.
I surely hope your work technically meaning me.
No.
Okay, you said all of you all.
This is the way I talk. My southern drawl was
your southern
all y'all creators that, and you know who you are. I don't need to say it. See, they know who they are. Same ones who talked about the fake FBI's taking all their laptops and stuff, so people would donate more money to them and this and that, and then they buy in crypto, and then they're getting gold chains and stuff, right? Yeah, that kind of stuff. Putting it away where you can't, where it's where his ex-wife couldn't see all that stuff or take the money from him, right? That's what they had to spend it on, crypto and all the stuff that she couldn't see, or the child services wouldn't see, or the judges wouldn't see. So, like, this has been going on for years.
And all that shit.
Oh yeah, it's all scamming, right? This is all they're doing is off these kids' names. Like, and then they'll turn around and call us tragedy pimps while they're tragedy pimping this whole time. They're the ones, right? They're like, don't donate to these people. They're just taking your money while they're in the background trying to steal money from people. That's the way that works.
It's ridiculous. And you know what's really bad? I mean, other than the fact of all the bad things they've done to all these kids, not
going to
just
their house,
but
and bringing
all
your
of
kid there. That's what that's bad.
We're talking about the people that are taking donations or whatever just to take the money. Is they're taken from these people out here that have bigger hearts than they do wallets.
Some of these people are disabled and they're giving your last dimes. You guys are
exactly
great. Like our think tanks and our subs are great people. There's some really good people out there. And you know what? It's unfortunate we don't get to meet all of you guys because you'll get blocked or people will start stuff or problems because they don't want good people in your rooms. Because if you don't have good people, then they run your channel however they want. It's all them.
Exactly. Right? And it's sad that whoever all these people are, take the last dollar somebody has.
Crazy.
So that they can buy a new computer or they can buy this or they can buy that. When these people, most of them need the money they have to buy their own medication just to keep themselves alive.
Speaking of that, I have to say, guys, Winston has a cleft foot. We need $4,900 by the end of the show. It's if cash 45, but like, you know what I'm saying? That's how you grift. A funny grift is funny like that. Like, yeah, the Chihuahuas down the street are laughing at him. You know what I mean? To make it funny. And then if people, you can make it, you can do that. But like, I don't ask for money. Like, really, I'll just say it's in the description if you want. But really, just watch it, share it out. Hit the thumbs up. Like, that's really all I care about. That's what we're here for, right? Is for people to watch it. I never came for the money here. I never knew about money on YouTube. Even when I started YouTube because it's a passion of mine and it's something I enjoy doing. Right. And it takes me away from my own problems sometimes. Right. I get to deal with other people's all the time. That sounds weird.
I'm not saying that I don't enjoy the paycheck. I do, because right now I'm not able to work and this is my only income. But I don't ask people to donate to me. I don't. I mean, I sit here from February till April without power in my house. And not once did I ever bring it up to my viewers and my subscribers. Yeah,
if you can't afford your Wi-Fi and you can't afford to fix your deviated septum, and you drive around crying all the time and be like, I don't know, put summer in your title all the time. It's kind of weird, especially if you're an Uber driver or some dash delivery person. Like, stop it. Stop it. I mean, literally stop meeting Brad for a paycheck. You really got fooled by Brad, 423 billboards. Right. All that stuff. Look at all the people. I mean, they show themselves. 2 years wasn't expected. Actually, they didn't even expect this case to get that big. And everybody's now shown themselves because everybody who was fighting really was friends the whole time. And then you really see, because they now don't have choices but to stay friends and show it, because we all already called them out several times. So where are they going to go? Yeah, back to each other and stay with each other. They've never left. All those people, BK brought in Ernie and tried to get me to help with all this stuff, right? And I was like, dude, you're trash. I said, you brought him into this. You take him out of here. I said, I've done all my work to put you guys out there. And then you guys strike me for telling the truth. Like, that's their game, is like, they're cowards, and they get to mass people to strike you and take your channel for a week because you tell the truth.
And see, I don't get these people that strike everybody ever whip stitch. I don't care for people using my information that I put out there. I mean, I would gladly appreciate it if they would wait an hour or so.
Yeah, see, I have a little issue with something like that, because I have I don't mind if you use if it's like an hour or something, use like 10 minutes of it and direct them to my channel or something. But there's people putting up they're putting my full hours up from past like last year, like stuff that like they should be sending people over to mine, because I didn't make money last year or 2 years ago off summer because I got struck every channel. Every time I went live, my stuff got demonetized because I got mass struck. So like I made $4 a stream, $2 a stream, and I was doing 5-hour streams, 4-hour streams, sometimes twice a day, all day for 22, 23, 24, going on 24 months now for summer. But I've done like 60 other cases too, right? And then I had to figure it out, right? And now I had to bob and weave, but I knew at some point the stuff for summer that we have is going to be potentially really great for all of us. Like, and I don't mind it being used, but like, it's like, just like use maybe 20 minutes even. Just send them over to watch the rest. It's fair. It's fair.
The only problem I have is when somebody wants to use my information to bash me.
Oh yeah, I just struck somebody and took their channel because they did an interview, building a Benny, the Yo Main girl, by the way. Hey, don't email me anymore because your channel ain't coming back. Don't take my videos and put your logos or your pictures of hats and shit over my logos, and never even put me in your title, never put me in the description, because that's grounds for getting struck. I wouldn't struck anybody on for summer or anybody really, but like you start taking it as your own, yeah, there's an issue.
Yeah.
And you get 600 subs overnight over it, and like the most views you've ever got. She had like 2,000 views on my video. A lot of these people are getting like 1,000. I don't really care, but seriously, just use a little bit of it and shoot them my way so we can grow as a family. Like I don't mind you guys using it. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you told me a long time ago, Doug, that I was welcome to use whatever I needed to of yours, and I don't think I have ever used anything of yours. I don't think I've used much of anything of anybody's. Right. I try to be an original creator of content. Now, I may take a discussion that somebody else has and take information out of that discussion and talk about it, but I won't play somebody else's video, especially not the whole video, and especially not giving them credit for it. That's just wrong, plain and simple. And I think if that happens, you do need to strike them.
Hell yeah. And like I said, like I don't mind, but like if you're working for like the Don Wells people and you're growing and trying to monetize the channel off my stuff and just to be the enemy, hell no, I'm striking you down one by damn one. And if you got BK in any of your videos or titles or anything and you're putting my videos out, yeah, I'm coming for your channel. Big time. Yeah, big time.
Exactly.
Especially if you fund these suspects. Screw you for anyone who does that, right?
Right.
You're going to fund people to kill themselves on whatever they're doing. And so we'll never find summer. We'll never find answers. That's what they don't care. They just don't care.
I think they need to be hauled in and interrogated, really interrogated. Just like all these other parents, Doug, there's so many other parents that is when the kid went missing, the law enforcement that they're around took them in on bogus, I won't say bogus, but little charges, anything they could take them in on, just to have them and hold them and interrogate them.
Hell, I think they should take them in like that, take all their stuff, all their digital stuff that they don't. Well, they have it all still, right? The Canon camera and all their stuff they need. I think they should take all the creators' digital stuff. Anyone they've been texting or talking to behind the scenes, all you creators need to lose your damn phones. I'll turn mine over. No problems. No problems, but you all have some stuff that you guys talk about and did early on that's very important. That shows all your guys' racketeering, big time. Yeah, it's a racketeer group. So I called out the true crime racketeering group out, and they struck my channel. They mass struck me then too. I got a terms of service violation for that. A terms of service because of these, some other thing that people were saying. I was asking for booby pictures, which is just insane. I bought 2 sets of tits. I don't even get visitation rights, and I live in LA. Right. Yeah. Where the tits are fake, but the assholes are real. I would never ask for a photo, but yet alone for a wrench. So it was like weird. So I was getting all that. I was dealing with that the whole time. Right. They made it all about this so people would stop watching the summer stuff. Right. And every time I would respond or show the facts and receipts, they would come and mass strike me. Mm-hmm. Even the creators like AB and this and that, and started to mention names. But like, no, he would send me like his strike takedowns for me. He was taking down all my things from behind the scenes. And then they put them on their channel. And then when I put them back up, they'd restrike me as their video. It's crazy.
Unreal.
Yeah. Half of them are mods. Hell yeah. They did this. Yeah. For over 2 years. Half of them are all the enemy. I didn't know that. They fool you though. They like, you took my wrench. What is it? And like, if you really care about a wrench, then they have an ulterior motive. Like and if you give me a tool, awesome. But like, here's the deal. Like, I'm cool. I'm here either way. Right. But these people take it personally, like, because then you take their control. It's called taking their thunder. And that's what I did. I had to clean up all these people that were there for 2 years were ruining my channel.
Well, I have to say that 90% of the people that are my mods have been my mods since day one. I don't switch out my mods. I don't, there'll be a certain special person that comes along and I'll connect with them and I'll trust them and I'll make them a mod. But I've had all the same mods since I started.
Do you have Nightbot? Because it's free.
No,
And you can they can just copy and paste all those things into one thing, and then you can just type like an exclamation point, like TT for like TikTok, and then it'll bring up all the stuff, so they don't have to cut and copy. They can just type that one little word, and Nightbot's free and it's customizable. It's really easy. I'll help you with it if you need.
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh yeah, it's so easy.
Dippy's talked to me about doing it before, and
see, you take the wrench problem away, and it's great because you can blame Nightbot. Here, email me, I'll take care of Nightbot. They don't get paid. They're not even real, so you can't get mad, right?
Right.
But I have like 3 mods, and I trust the hell out of them, and you really don't even need 3.
Right.
You really don't, unless it gets really hairy.
Well, and that's the thing about mine is, Doug, is I don't have all this drama and everything in my chats, and I've not even been bombed in months and months.
Yeah, I don't
So,
get bombed. I don't let people.
I'm actually lucky when it comes to all this, but yeah, I would.
Well, here's the deal: if you have a lot of wrenches and people, what you don't understand, people are so. I mean, especially women in this community, you guys are really, really dirty. You guys play dirty. Some of you guys, ladies, are really, really trash. But you guys are some really good ladies too, right? But you lady creators, like there's certain ones, or there's certain like cronies that the ladies are worse than the guys. The vindictiveness, the mentally deranged lunatic kind of behaviors. It's like, oh my gosh, you were my wrench for how long? And you were backdooring me. Discords and this and that, right? And then they have multiple accounts that they're like, hey, I lost my. Then you realize you gave 2 wrenches to 2 different names that are same, and then they change a name to something else and do all the name changes. You're like, who the hell's who now? And then all the fights are starting in the chat, but they're starting the fights with themselves just to fight, right? Just to screw up the chat. And you're like, oh my gosh, how can anybody adult out there, right? And then you realize they're actually fighting with themselves. It's all planned.
I'm very proud of my mods and my subscribers and my viewers, because I'm so thankful. I thank the good Lord every day that I don't have to deal with all that.
Oh, I'm with you now. I enjoy YouTube again. I got rid of all the mess, and it's like I love YouTube again. And I have the best subs, like you have the best subs. It's so great. Like I enjoy the think tanks. You guys are amazing. It's way smarter than us up here. We just have a mic. Like you guys are very, very, like every one of you could have a channel. And I'd watch it, and I would watch it. That's a fact. You guys are smart, good people.
They are very smart. There's a lot of my subscribers and my mods that do a lot of the research for me, 90% of my research, as a matter of fact. But the thing about it is Doug, is this is everybody's channel. This is just as much your channel as it is mine. That's the way I try to make everybody feel.
That's so great. Like I even cut out the cussing on my channel. It's because we want as many people to watch about these missing people, and we'd be doing a travesty to these people if we didn't change our ways, if we have to adjust and adapt. And I think, I think this one case has changed a lot of us. I never want to see a Donald Wells, Candace Wells ever again. Like, if I see one in this lifetime, it's way too early. I can't even look at side boob anymore because of damn Candace. It's not fair. Not my fault. Not my fault. Doggone.
Oh my God.
I wrote at the end of Ben Hill Road. It was a great song. I don't know if you heard it.
No, I've not. Can you sing it for me? I think you're a good singer.
Can I share my screen? Can I play it off my channel?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's rock. Oh, that is great. It's where's Uncle Ronnie? Here he is. All right. We'll break the monotony with this, and let me take a chance and just do this for you guys real quick. If there's ever been anything I've done or said to any one of you out there, like I have a white flag. I'm very humble. I'm not like what's going on or what sometimes you see, but some people lose it sometimes from what, some people want to actually off themselves for what they put them through. I've been going through it for 5 years from these haters, and I've realized that haters are going to make us famous, and that's the way we have to do it. Otherwise, we're going to lose our channels, and they win, right? Exactly. So, like, stay focused, people. Don't let this trash come in. I want to make it clear that I apologize. I'll take blame for everything, from anything that's possible, if people want to come together and do it the right way, and that's a fact. I have no anger at all. That's
all I want is for people to come together and help find. If we can't find one child, if we can help bring one child home, it's worth it.
Or if we could, if we could stop one more CPS child from getting lost, right? Like one more child is too many, no matter what. Like however you look at it, one child is too many more. I mean, this is the pandemic. Parents are killing their kids. Let's be honest. They're killing the
Right.
damn kids. And it's like, dude, you could give them to somebody that really wants them. I promise you. You know, someone who can't have kids or somebody who'll love them. Like, you can drop them off at an incubator with no questions asked. Just don't kill them.
Okay,
Hospitals.
are you in control of this or am I?
Yeah, I'm in control. Ready?
Okay, good. I don't know that much about it, so yeah.
I'm just gonna hit the play button.
You know, Doug, we could probably be good buddies. But I don't have time for your timeline and questions. You're making up stupid songs about me. How's this helping us financially? I mean, helping find Summer. I mean, seriously, buddy, how's it helping find Summer? Oh, you're trying to find Summer? Wow.
Yeah, I bet you is.
Candace and I belong together. And you know her mullet's right. Why do you always break my fucking door when we fucking fight?
Said you went to the ER. You said your mother's knee wasn't playing. How could nobody remember where they went, where they even sat that day? Basically, I can't sleep at night because of crack pipe, that's right. Spackle, I'm going to knock spackle 3 days to get high. Spackle, pain in my neck from having no sack. Spending the night with BKY Boy Claire.
Why don't we go to the end of Ben Hill Road till we can't go no more? We can start with Frank Light, then Fred Hill that night, then Andy and Jody Sue. We should go to the end of Ben Hill Road, 'cause the hauler has to know it's a deal gone wrong, or the hauler wants them gone. We will have to
I'm gonna flip you guys inside out, though.
Jody Sue, I know you used to be in these, but you just don't realize he's done laying down with you. He's between someone else's thighs.
Jody Sue.
Last time he called me, oh, he sounded so pissed. When I said to him, I'm glad you called, he said, well, I bet you
Yeah, I bet you is.
will they put up their cash apps, their suspects, you know. We know that some of them walked out the basement door. Candace and Dawn, maybe the next week get gone. Who's going to talk first to get the better deal? Why did Dawn go to the shed at the end of Ben Hill Road? Dawn pretends not to know.
Wasn't for speckling.
Dawn didn't say, I said we, probably with Andy. Had to drop him off. How do we know that the crime scene won't end Ben Hill Road? She may never made it home. Handed off somewhere else, or an accident cover-up. Everything's still on the shelf. Don and Candace, we know we'll never get the truth from you. We know, Candace, you never searched.
Oh, bitch.
We know
Yes.
you'll be on the lowest of low of the content creators that let you up.
Oh, speckle. Speckle.
Maybe Summer will forgive you. Ooh. Or maybe you'll have to wait until you die.
You gotta get that face.
If you did something to her, you may end up on the other side.
Right.
Satin.
Basically hate satin.
Don and Candace, our hearts hurt, but not for you, for Summer. Speckle.
Yeah, I bet you is.
This time in jail is gonna be hell. Donnie, you may never get out. Why don't we go to the end of Ben Hill Road
till we can't go no more. We can start with Frank White, then Fred Hill that night, and Andy and Jody Sue. Why can't we know if there's a mafia on Ben Hill Road? The connections, I can't let it go. Sounds like a holler crew. Frank White, Fred Hill, and Andy too. Maybe Jody Sue. Why did Don go to the shed at the end of Ben Hill Road? Don pretends not to know. Is it the ones that we already know? Don didn't say I said we. He was probably with Andy, not Dudley. Not he had it dropping on. Dugum, you know, you have the best show.
Making them understand the timeline.
Right.
This is what you're.
This is what it's come to.
You're a natural at this too.
This is where it come to. There's just one more quickie.
I understand people's curiosity about where we're at in the case as far as investigation. I know people speculate, and I understand that.
Listen to this.
They have to understand our number one goal from day one is to find Summer, and everybody's still a suspect. Person of interest, however you want
Person
to
of
put
interest.
it. Person of interest, however you want to put it.
Hey, you know what's worse than being a suspect? Considered
What?
a person of interest. The person of interest. Yeah, it gets worse when you're the POI. Because then, like, yeah, it's worse for you. So, like, any one of these people building a channel off Summer's back, Jody Sue, and monetizing it and making money off this poor little girl that's helping create a mess. Oh, you're a bad woman. You're a bad woman. That's terrible.
Right.
It should be, as a matter of fact, anybody who's a suspect in the case should not be able to build a channel off this person. That should be illegal.
That's okay. They people have been talking about supposedly Candace or Dawn or somebody supposed to be writing some kind of book. Well, I hope they understand that if they are charged, they can never receive a penny off of the book if they do write it.
Nobody knows how to write or read in that family anyway. Could you imagine reading a book on how to read? Yeah, those guys. Yeah, listen, they have. Candace did not go on that school bus. That was way too big for her.
You think so? Oh, Lord. Doug, I think you froze up.
Uh-oh.
There you go. I
All right.
see you now.
All right. Doug, what happened to the screen share? Oh,
Oh,
Is it
yeah,
still
we
on
back
there?
up there. Yeah, it's still on there. Oh, well, it was. I clicked it on there, Doug, and it just went away.
do you think you think you kicked me out? Did you fucking just kick me out?
No, actually, I tried to bring your screen share back up, and it just kicked you out.
I thought I rage quit. Actually, I was like, did I hit the wrong button?
Oh, I don't know. You may have.
There's one more. There's one more
Thank
quick.
you.
There's one more quick
Wait.
timeline here thing for them. And again, thank you for having me. I've had such a great time, by the way, on your panel.
Oh, well, thank you.
One more thing. I just thought one more song would be good, but they needed to know like what the timeline is or why they're guilty. Like Don asked me for help, and I labeled this. It's actually labeled Don Wells asked me to help him with the timeline and why people think they're guilty. So this is where we're at now. All right. So it's like a couple more minutes. It's worth it though. Summer's Army is here. New member alert. Luminous, thank you so much. We're going to stay on track, stay on focus. Why all these clowns want to make this something it isn't. It's only helping Summer because guess what? Whether it's negative or positive, thank you, that's a stretch. We're moving forward. And these suspects that you guys are coddling are running scared. They need you guys. They need you guys a lot. Oh, honesty sucks.
Basically, Doug
Yes, Summer's Army.
This is Doug in the house, basically. Doug Dad Doug is here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
What?
Donnie boy. Oh yes.
Gotcha.
Actually, it's not my fault. I just work all the fucking time.
Hit that thumbs up. Share this out on your social medias. Don, Candace, the holler, Allie, your belly button, Jose,
Facts.
Leslie, the connections. We're going to talk about it. Hit the thumbs up. Share this out again. Thank you guys so much for being here. Now listen. Hold on. We're going to make sure this is synced up here. A last minute kind of operation here, but I want you guys to be able to enjoy this the way that I did while writing it.
Let me share this out on my other channel.
Donnie boys. So basically, this is where it stops. This is where I drew the line. I stepped into Doug's body for a second. I'm Doug for a second. So pay attention. I'll see you soon, buddy, for a pat down.
Investigator worldwide understands what sod or some other dude mean.
So this is what I mean by sod. Some other Jose.
Don,
How are you doing?
the one you,
Oh, Don Wells.
yeah,
I'm glad you called.
yeah, I bet you is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, I'm glad you called.
yeah, I bet you is.
Long, long time ago, there was a time I sold my soul for a rock of crack cocaine. And I knew if I had Nice, buddy. Doug, can I ask you something real quick? Could you please dedicate this to us first? I had to stop the music, buddy.
Okay, Don. All right, this is Doug. This is for Don Wells. Wanted me to give him a shout out. I forgot. Don Wells, to the white boy, Racist TV, some bougie keys, and what was the last one? Carney Candace.
Keys.
Okay.
Booty
All right,
keys.
I'll dedicate this to you, Don.
Thank you, buddy. That means the world to me. You know that. You know that.
I know, Don. All right, can I do this now?
Well, basically, buddy, it's your show.
Okay. We're gonna do this now. I hate when he tells me that, Don.
Do whatever you want. It's your show.
Stop trying to touch me. It's kind of weird.
Basically, buddy, I just work all the time. Long, long time ago, there was a time I sold my soul for a rock of crack cocaine. And I knew if I had the chance, I'd cheat on Pam and leave her for Candace, and maybe we could join the carnival one more time. But February made me insane. I could not get to Stockton for crack cocaine. Bad news is I don't have doorsteps. Just one more problem with DPSS.
Terrible.
I can't remember if I lied when I said I have seven alibis.
Fucking
I said
alibis.
Candace has none. She's going down, that's right. The day I decided to work late, spackle all night. So bye, summer got gone that night. Candace and Hunter's timeline doesn't coincide.
Not at all.
I told her, don't break my fucking door. Yeah, that's right. Singing, I don't know what happened. I just work all the time. I don't know what happened. I don't know where summer is. I just work all the time. Do you know where you went that day? And did you really sleep with Jose? If you did, basically, it's okay. Now, do you believe I was at the Meadows? I just work all the time, and that ain't no joke. And I can teach you how to re-rock coke. Well, I know the N-word starts a fight. The Holler Gang is Andy, Fred Hill, and Frank Light. All of us are good bros. and all of us should be RSOs. I found a lonely teenage girl in the cold. She turned out to only be 14 years old, and that's not the first time that I had sold a child for a golf ball of pure coke. Basically, it's good stuff too. So bye, summer got gone that night. I don't know. Actually, it was the 14th. I don't really know. I don't really have any questions. Doug,
saying you're going to prison for a long, long time.
Why you?
Yeah, Don.
You and Candace basically going for fucking
Terrible. Terrible, dog.
Basically, Doug,
You put your wee away, Don. You weirdo. Freaking weirdo.
Yeah.
Basically, it's not my fault.
Lord.
You know what's the problem with that is that it took a lot to do earlier because if you want, you guys can go watch the rest. It's just I'm talking about. I don't want to, maybe burn any bridges with people over here. They might hear some names that I talk about, but I showed you guys pictures of them hugging each other on my buddy mobile.
Basically, PG. I'll tell you what, Tim's my buddy. He's my best friend. Tim is my best fucking friend.
He's a weirdo, Don. He's a predator too.
He is creepy. He is.
Yeah. Well, no, he's defending predators. So like he's a predator in my eyes. I mean, you get what birds of a feather, right?
Right.
Basically, I know how to re-rock coke. That's what I'm good at. It's finishing.
Don's not actually a finisher. He met Fluffer. All right, Don? Are you out there? Yeah, I told you I'm going to get under the holler and your skin. And then you guys are all going to not want to be there. And the ones that are going to stay are the ones that are running it. The ones that are going to leave are the ones that get kicked out. Jody Sue probably is the first one out. Yeah, she is. And then you guys left too, right? This is weird.
You've talked to Jody Sue. You've talked to Jody Sue. Do you think she has anything in it?
Has anything? Well, besides misdirection, she's part of the magic. She's part of the magic trick. Kids don't disappear into thin freaking air. They just don't. They don't. Orrin and Orson West didn't. Classic and Sincere, right? Summer Wells didn't. Michael Monkey Vaughn didn't. They didn't just get up and disappear. Aliens didn't come and get them. She didn't walk out the basement door. Let's be honest, unless she was called or lured, like the predatorial words are that Candace uses. Must have been lured out of there. Who says that?
Tim Mullins, and he explains how with ponies and kittens and puppies. And
I got a unicorn for you, Timmy boy. Put that in your lawsuit.
That's what he said on his video. Is that's how you lure little girls out?
Well, listen, Candace is not smart at all by any means. They're both criminals. They didn't pass their lie detectors test right away. As a matter of fact, Candace couldn't even take her for the one right away. They tried, but she was so scared that she was in the back of a cop car that she needed to go drug up a bit so she could try to semi-pass. By the way, whoever thinks that the cops have to tell you the truth, you guys are shitiots because they can lie all the way to court to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. They have the right and the ability to do it. And her and Dawn told David Dodson when they got back, when they picked the boys up from David Dodson that day, after they took those lie detector tests, they told him that Candace showed deception on her lie detector test. Now, my question is, since when does the TBI give you tests until you pass them?
Since when does a parent leave the property that they're missing a child that may have walked off from to where the child could, if they come back, they're not going to find them? Who does that when they call 911 and they say, okay, stay put, ma'am? Who throws the phone down and leaves unless you got to take Hunter home? Right, Candace?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no, she had Hunter over there. He shouldn't have been there either. Because I also have a text message saying Hun, some, and who else is doing what? Planting flowers? Yeah, no, I have that, Candace.
I remember that. That was
you remember that where she abbreviated the names? That means Hunter. Hun is Hunter.
Yeah.
Right, like that's at the house. And Grandis, I have her text to us that Crime Stories Obsessed and I were talking to Grandis in August of 21. Right, just 2 months after, a little less than 2 months. Grandis said, no, they're liars. To my one question, I had one question. That's what. Did Hunter come back to the house that day? It was my only question out of a 2-week conversation. And it was at the end of it. I waited.
She said what? And what did she say?
Oh yeah, I have it on my channel. You can use that too. Any of those texts. She said yes, they're both effing liars. They were here all day that day. So like they came back. Grandis goes to sleep, right? And they start screwing around. Like, did Hunter and Go screw around with Candace somewhere down at that property, or did they leave? And Summer goes to look for them, and when she goes outside, they back her over on accident, or Did she get down to a dog run and somebody run her over? Like, is there an accident cover up? And the only way that would possibly be a possibility is they're high and drunk and you can't go and take her to a hospital because then they see now CPS needs to be called and you're going to jail anyway.
Right.
Right.
Did you ever hear the story, Doug, of that supposedly, and now I'm not saying this is true, I'm saying this is a story that was told out there, that Summer had went to the bottom of the driveway or the dog trail or whatever, and Damien accidentally hit her with the truck, his grandmother's truck.
That was one of my early theories was Jody Sue's son was driving Jody's mom's truck, the red truck. And that was the red flash Jody saw. And then the scream was Jody. You know what I mean?
Right. But Damien had Jody Sue help him move the baby over onto Don and Candace's, the corner next to the driveway.
Right.
And then when Candace come down looking for her, she found her, thought, well, I'm too drunk, I just wasn't watching her, and asks Jody Sue and Andy to help her hide the body from that because she thought it was her fault.
Andy, it was Hun, comma, some, and then mom or something like that. It was Hun, some, and mom, and there were commas. It's like Andy or Andrew. Like I had to put Andy Hiltz in there or Andrew Hiltz, and then I had to put Andrew or Andy Bernard, Andrew George Bernard, right? Don't forget, like he goes by George usually. Andy's just a YouTuber thing. Like he's not really Andy in real life. Probably I think he goes by George Bernard most of the time. And he's a predator, totally. Like Jody Sue even said that he does weird things.
Hey, I'll be right back, Doug. Can you hold it down for a minute?
Yeah, no problem. This just in, ladies and gentlemen. No thanks is taking over the show. This is a takeover. Next at 11. Kidding. Okay, I got in an argument with a cross-eyed guy, and it turns out he was arguing with the guy next to me. Okay, cross-eyed guys, joke off the list. All right, that one's gone.
I'm back.
Okay.
Thank you. My youngest granddaughter's wanting to know when I'm coming because I got to go to her house for the weekend. So,
you working? I mean, taking care of the kids?
No. I just literally go over there just to spend time with my grandbaby. She's the one that's 4 days older than Summer.
You mean you're family type of person? That's great. That's great.
Oh yeah, I used to have all 6 of my older grandkids all at the same time. I'm the only person that's ever watched all 6 of them at the same time.
Don, do you notice the pattern here? Like none of us want you on our channels, and none of us are like you. Like we're good parents. We enjoy family. We have friends. Like this is so opposite. Like this is why you're not allowed on my panel. At least you're trash, number one, and nobody cares what you say. You're a liar, and you say the same fucking thing every time. You just manipulate people, right? And then Candace yells in the back, "No, you're not, Donnie." I'm gonna call in. Damn it! I'm gonna call Hawkins County right now. And be like, yeah, basically, this is Don Wells. I'm guilty. So is my wife Candace. No, I ain't Donnie. And then I'll get them to go over there. I guarantee you, I can get everybody in there. So I promise you guys, he called me too. He's guilty. You know, I could just call in Uncle Ronnie as everybody, right?
Hang on a second, Doug. Hang on 1 second. Birdie, I'm not trying to be mean or say anything or whatever, but you're saying this is so inappropriate. First of all, what's so inappropriate about it? And second of all, you're sitting here watching it.
Do you know why birds wear underwear over their head, Nana? Nana, do you know why birds wear underwear over their head? We'll just cut this off to cover their pecker. Right. That's all that is. That's just trying to get you off track. Don't worry. It's about summer. If it's so inappropriate, you're here and you're inappropriate. Think about that.
That's what I'm saying. You're watching. So
yeah. And let us know when they're back together. Your butt cheeks. Yeah. And then you could call us and tell us what sexual position creates ugly children. And that's you. So you could let us know that too. So bye-bye. Sorry. I know that was a little too much. I didn't cuss though.
No, you didn't cuss.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah. I wasn't talking bad about anybody except that person now. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Some people
I enjoy you being up here. I enjoy talking with you. And I just sometimes I guess other people have different tastes than what we
No,
do.
it's just people want to come in and make it about themselves, and they know that it's a bad thing when good people come together. So they try to affect that, right? It started early on when I came on earlier with some people. It's the same kind of people. Sometimes you got to just take their thunder. I'm sorry, I've been taking thunder lately, so like I think that was my fault. I just overzealous right now from the trashing I get. So on my side, so like you know what I mean. I have to move for the second time from the Summer Wells case coming up in the next few days.
Oh wow!
You know? Yeah, and they ruined one of my cars too. They had people come down here and start messing with stuff. Yeah, so I got to leave now again. This is not fair. See, this is why I'm allowed to be pissed off and tell these people what I think of them, because Don lied to me several times. Plus, he's tried to run his narrative on me and his fake pranks, and I wouldn't do it. Put my foot down on him and his bearded shitiots and all his cronies. And shut them down, and you know that's what you got to do. And sometimes you need a BS or no thanks or a Doug once in a while. Otherwise, we would still have the BKs and all the shitiots running this case, and people listening to their nonsense.
That's what you should have named your second channel, was Doug
Basically, I just work all the time.
You just work all the time. Right?
That's all I do. Is that means don't ask me questions, right, Don?
That kills me. There's no way that he works all the time. No,
he doesn't. Half the time he doesn't even go to church. He says he goes to Sabbath all the time. If he was a good Christian or a good church people, you know what I'm saying?
A true Christian, yeah.
Yeah, true God warrior.
There's no way that a true Christian. I'm not saying that I do not. I never tell lies unless it is literally the very last thing that you can do, and that would only be to protect somebody that I cared about. Right. But you cannot sit around and tell as many lies and act the way you do about your missing child and call yourself a Christian. You cannot do that.
What about him saying he doesn't want anybody to get in trouble for what they did to Summer? He's like,
I don't know if I could send him to prison. I know what happens to people in prison.
I have looked for that clip. I know I've seen it. And I have looked for it for the last year and a half and cannot find that clip.
Whatever you need, I got it. Just tell me what you need. I'll send you the stuff, or I'll clip it for you and send it to you.
That clip right there would be great.
I'm stoned right now. What did I say? What did I say?
Where he said he didn't know if he could send the person that did that to her away.
I got something way better for you that you can play on your channel, and it's not me talking, it's not anything, it's all the stuff that they've done wrong. And I've got 5 different videos on it, and they're like, some of them go up to an hour, and it's every problem they've ever said, down to the we theory, where he's like, I turned everything that you could ever know and want. I've got it for you. Monetize it, do what you need to do with it. You can use it all too. I don't even care about you sending them over there. Just use it all. If you want to use it on live streams, you have content for days on that. I'm telling you right now, and it's all pointing to the signs that people wanted to take the narrative a different direction. You can't disregard the facts of what people have said down to every suspect. Right. I've taken time to put them all into compilations, everything that from day one for you guys. And it's for everyone to use. See, this is where I know that we're a Summer's army, right? We want to find Summer. Like, we don't want this to take any longer. If you want this to take any longer, then you're going to be really upset when people take your stuff. Just use it in the right way and use it to find Summer, or find answers at least. Find answers.
That's how you know that you care. Because hey, if there's something on my channel that you can use and you're not going to use it to bash me with, then yes, feel free to use it. Anything that you need. Yep. And that's how you do know that people care. Because
and let them make money off it too, right? I don't care if you make money. Everybody, this is hard work. What we do is terribly hard, and it doesn't just go like, I don't do a live stream. I do, before and after is more important than the actual live stream,
right?
Like, to be honest with you,
and it takes the longest too,
yeah. But you have to make sure that you cover your bases. You're doing it the right way, because you need to be able to turn that stuff right over. I've made it TBI their files so big and so great that I actually have their own file that they have access to.
Right.
And you have to do that. Like, when people say, hey, did you turn that over to TBI? Don't ever have to ask me that. I mean, all that stuff goes first. It took me almost like 16 months or so to even bring out the phone calls with Don and Candace from the very beginning. I would never ruin a case, ever. Matter of fact, I sent it to Chris first and TBI. I sent it to TBI and Chris. So he had copies. I uploaded it on a chain, gave him that, and I didn't even worry about it. And then I deleted it.
Well, I wouldn't want to ruin a case either. but it's been 2 years. And with that jacket, I didn't want it being swept under the rug or somebody trying to say, oh, it never existed or whatever. And that's
No.
why I did my video and then called TBI.
That's beautiful. I know. I think you did. See, look, if you turn it to TBI or do the right thing, how can anybody say you did the wrong thing when that was what we were supposed to do in the first place? And Don and Candace, you guys came on and said it. Hey, if we ever do anything sideways or say anything that's wrong that you think we did something this summer, turn it in. So don't blame it on us.
Exactly.
We didn't let you lose your kids either. He lost them.
You notice he never said one thing to me about the jacket or posting the picture of the jacket or anything like that when he came.
Damn, you know what he did say is Kathy's a fucking thief.
Yeah.
That's what he did say. Like she stole the jacket. Yeah, like she wanted to steal the jacket. You know, Candace was probably going out with Ernie and hiding shit too, Don. Have it ever occurred to you that all the people she ran around with that thought you guys were superstars? Well, listen, let's do this. The Holiday Inn is pissed. They had to drain that pool that Candace and Benny jumped into because that was the first bath you fuckers had in 3 months. Sorry. A button for that. Yeah, gross. Candace, both your behaviors. Don was in jail. You were running around with other dudes ordering meat lover pizzas and having Ernie run around and saying, hey, Facebook, help me. Good God. Right? Yeah. All these people that are predators, not predator hunters. You can't throw hunter behind a damn predator word and think that you're the good guy. You guys are predators, period. Everybody you brought in, everybody who's in that case, anybody who's helped Candace and Don are the freaking same type of people. Criminals, dirty, disgusting human beings, vindictive, mentally deranged lunatics.
Hey, Doug, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
And Discovering has asked me this, I don't know how many times. And I mean, I do agree with her. I do. But it's okay. She says, if the guilty lie, who exactly is the guilty party here? Because surely everybody can't be guilty of Summer getting gone because every single person that is connected to this case
you're right.
has lied.
You're right. But here's the people can get in trouble for lying and manipulating the story to make their kid innocent, like Hunter, or make Allie seem like she okayed and approved him to go to certain places because he was on probation. And Hunter went to Ben Hill, which is a violation of probation. He couldn't go to the water park. He started to talk about which water parks you deliver kids to or any amusement parks or stadiums. That's a great trafficking spot, isn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah. So there's partially truth in whoever's turning on who. I think Hunter's trying to give us stories with the whole, she was holding his hand tight. Remember how he described her grabbing around the arm and holding his hand?
Yes.
That sounds to me like she's scared, holding on for dear life. Like she knows something's going to happen, like Dawn said, right? Dawn said that I think she probably knew, like, have you ever heard of an angel before? Like something to that conference, something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of guardian angels? I don't know if you ever have. Anyway, I fell asleep on the toilet one time and Dudley came in and I was like, I've had a bad dream too. 2 bad dreams too. So we have stories, bad dreams of you hurting your kids and you not being able to do anything because you go to jail for a really long time. That was one you told Dudley, Don. So like we have those stories, we have the pranks. So they're guilty in my eyes of something. So everybody is still a suspect. Treat them however you want. And if they don't want to tell the truth, you start shaming them like I'm doing. Just shame the shit out of them, turn them over.
What do you think about Ronnie Lawson?
I'm going to give complete faith in LEOs because if I don't have faith, then we have nothing right now. And I'm keeping my faith in every LEO right now, 100%. I'm not backing down from that either. Not at all. I'm going to stay firm with the FBI, which is involved because she's either taken out of state or she's in that holler. One of the two. Right. They ain't searching. Okay?
Well, according to John Pruitt, she's close by. So.
Well, then she's in the holler. Like look at all the Lights land and look at all the Bernards land. You'll find her. Let's put it that way. Instead of having them check for them, it'll help.
Right.
It's easy. Fred Hill's not going to talk about the meth fucking house that he has or meth, whatever that he's cooking out of. I found that and 2 dead bodies. No one's going to tell anybody anything they find on their property.
Right. That's sort of like that supposed that Frank Light's brother went and checked those caves that only Frank and his brother know where they're at.
Yeah.
And he went and come on, if you're going to check someplace because you and your brother are the only people that know there. If he got there and found her, do you really think he's going to come back and tell TBI, hey, by the way, my brother's the only other person that knows where this is at, and I found that little girl?
I think it's a lie too. I just because you say somebody like they're all liars. So if someone says that I'm the only one that knows, that's a lie.
Right.
Like anything they say, just do the opposite on is where I'm at now. Like if
Well,
Jody
that's what Discovering was saying. Everybody has lied. Everybody.
That's why it's a big, I called it, it's a big meffed up motherfucker, right?
it's a big meffed up deal. It's all meth heads with the F's, right, Don? It's all meffed out. Yeah, it's all mathematics. You guys have a big holler game that's just so crazy, and your holler is tight. They're tight knit. I think Jody Sue's faking it, by the way, because she's grandfathered in because she's got kids with Andy. If she didn't, then they would probably just throw her under the bus too. Candace's.
Right.
Literally throw her under it. Why it's moving. Like they're the type that like you'll get gone. You'll get gone. Right? These people are carnies. Right. This is the carny mentality too. It was the carny, either the carny gang, right, or the carny mafia.
Hold up. That's the clown posse. Blah blah blah. But listen now.
They're in Arkansas right now with all the clowns.
I'm an ex-carny, guys. So
yeah,
not all carnies.
You're not that kind of carny. You're not that kind of carny. You're like the one that has all the, everything going for you. I almost said all your teeth. I actually probably guess you do. But like I'm just saying, like. I would say that that would have been terrible.
I was out there off and on for 7 years, and not all carnies are bad people, guys. Really.
No, not at all. Matter of fact, there's some really good carnies, but there's some really terrible meffed out ones too, right?
Yes,
really
there are some a lot of bad ones. Yes,
and they travel a lot. What scares me is that you're traveling. You know how to hide things. You know all the dealers. Like Summer could have been, if a carny got involved with Candace and she, you know what I'm saying? That's what scares me. Is that carny behavior? It's not, or the carny, instead of cornbread mafia, it's the carny mafia is all I changed it to, just because she was like the bad side. I'm sorry if I offended you. I should have probably, I should have probably thought better, because I'm not trying to hurt anybody or shame anybody besides the suspects who are lying to us, because that's the only way Don called me, was to just trash him until he goes, I'll bet you is, right? He called me out of nowhere. I got under his damn skin. Why? Because he knows he needs to change this narrative, become my friend, and get the other friends that he has, like the other people I hate, to be friends with me and to work with them. Why would I work with people who couldn't find answers, or they're assholes from their elbows for the last 2 years, and let alone bad people? I just don't, Don. So
he laughed and told me I needed to lighten up when we were talking about his missing child.
Yeah.
And that just...
They don't want to talk about her. This is what they're doing. It's damage control right now. They don't want people to think of them or their boys to see any of the negative stuff. They're trying to sweep that under the rug right now, if you haven't noticed. Start off with Don being like, yeah, CPS stole our fucking kids. Kidnapped our kids. Right? No, they took them to safety, Don.
Yeah, and then he was like, I asked them to take them.
I called them and said, it's unsafe here. Well, why is it unsafe, Don?
Yeah, why are you not a man enough to take care and protect your
How
own
does
children?
Don even know? I just work all the time. Right? If you don't know anything about anything or discipline with your kids or anything that's going on in your house life, why you're not there, Don, which I don't think you ever cared. You're not that guy that Hunter says, like the jealous one. You're not. You're just calling to find out where she's at, to either drop the kid off or so you can go to Knoxville and, hook her socks off for the next 3 days. Snort crack off her ass, something like that. Just being honest.
The next time you talk to him, because I don't plan on talking to him, but the next time you talk to him,
I ain't talking to him ever.
Does he go down there on Magnolia? Because Magnolia is the bad place.
I can almost promise you that I'll never talk to him again. I can almost guarantee you that. Matter of fact, he's blocked through emails, through everything I can block him on. I don't want him to call me. I want him to trust in his dream team. Go to those idiots that put them all together and they have a half a brain. That's where we're safe. They can't get anything done with those idiots. I'm not worried about them any longer. Just don't let them on your channel. Don got gone. That's it.
Oh, trust me, he's not coming back on my channel.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, just make them irrelevant, and then they can't run their game on us. That's it. That's
Prayer Garden tried to talk me out of that yesterday, and she's like, "I hope you allow him to come back on your channel." No, sorry, no.
Why does she care about Don? She should be on. If she really cared about Summer, she should be like, no, I'm not going to give him any time to run a narrative on any of us either. Like that's where I'm like questionable on some people. I'm not going to jump into that because it's not about me. It's really not about you, and I'm getting anxiety right now if you can't tell. Yeah, it's not about us, right? It really isn't. This is about Summer Wells, right? Like, I don't care if you're talking about her. I'm not going to trash you right now. But if you're her parents or suspect, hell yeah, I'm going after you. And I want that holler to hate the holler until the holler tells on each other, or Don and Candace never go back, which will show guilt too, right? They'll never go back to that house. Like they left, they straight up abandoned that property. Like he needs a way to make money. I told him to open up an Airbnb because some sickos and weirdos would like to go there. Just like went, just like Vicky and Casey White's hotel room that was like $40 a night turned to be like 180 once that thing happened. So like people wanted to stay in it, right? Tragedy pimps. These people, right? You want to insert yourself now in the case? Now go to Ben Hill. Bring your kids. I dare you.
Right.
Whoever goes to Ben, like that's why Robin was crazy to me. I was like, she must be on pills if she's on anything because she's cool. Hallelujah knows how to play the ukulele. But like, dude, you bring your kid to that house after Summer went missing, you got problems. Or you let him recreate anything with your kids, you got real big problems. Why would you bring your kids there? You're not. It's just I have a problem as a parent like that because I
agree with you. I agree with you 100%. There's no way that I would be taking my kid, my grandkid, or any other kid around Dawn and Candace. And it's not, I'm not being mean or anything, plain and simple, until they are proven that realistic. They are innocent. There's no way I would take any child around them.
Even if they're innocent, look at what they've done in the past. My kid ain't go. Yeah. Ain't go by any. I'm not even friends with these kind of people, like in real life. So like, this isn't. And so.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't either. I was just meaning, there's no way people, because people are going to bitch and say, oh, well, they're not guilty yet. It's innocent until proven guilty. Well, no, they're not innocent until proven guilty because look at the life the kids had to live.
Terrible.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. Abuse, verbal, physical, everything, right? Nothing that was there that was good for the kids. The kids don't know how to treat women because of you, Dawn. Candace, they don't know if you're a woman because of you, Dawn. And who cuts their child's head off when you're talking about shaving their heads? I don't know.
Right.
Dawn and Candace does. And then, it's another contradiction. Let's talk about Summer and a few key points about that. Like when she was actually, Dawn told me she was trying to cut her hair out with a butter knife because it itched so bad. She didn't want to look like Candace. And Candace shaved her head afterwards, Dawn said, to make Summer not feel as bad. You guys remember this. So what's the real story, Dawn? She tried to shave her own head or did she try to cut out her hair that was bothering her because you wouldn't take care of her damn lice? Right. See, I have a problem with it. I have a problem with where's the pillowcase and where's that damn tote? That pillowcase could be where Summer's originally wrapped up, right? Where's the damn pillow? And pillowcase.
Mm-hmm. Where's the black coat?
Yeah, where is it? See, I have a problem with that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I have to put in songs so Dawn understands why we think that they're guilty and that they don't understand why we think that. This is why. Because all of it doesn't make sense. That the picture that day on the milks, those milks wouldn't stay like that driving? No way. No way. They fall down. Those were set there. Hunter didn't milks. Oh, the milks.
He didn't remember the orange drink either.
He didn't know where he sat all day. He didn't know where he sat. Oh, I thought I sat in the middle. No, dumbass.
And then tell me why he had to have Candace tell him that Summer was asleep on the door.
He didn't know. I didn't really check. I wasn't paying attention. I thought that was like your little sister. So weird.
Right.
Yeah,
but she says that she was asleep on the door.
See, Hunter's a cuddler. I don't like his terminology. Hunter likes to cuddle with Summer. That's weird. Okay, let's just be honest. So is that predatorial talk like he's used to, or is he just a predator too? Like, I don't know what other kid says. Like, yeah, they were up there on the hill trying to hug other kids and talk about an essay. It's kind of weird.
Right.
Yeah, something bad may have happened. Accident cover-ups are very, very plausible. And I don't want to put that as that's the case or that's what happened, or even the DWJW theory, which is passed down to his eldest son, right? That happens. Right, because Don Wells passed that on already. So the gift of giving keeps going on with the essay, right?
Right.
So it happened. Donald Wesley Wells, and then who's next in line is Josie, right? So you have to consider that. You said
you had everything. Do you remember a time early on in the case, like prior to him talking to Chris McDonough, or right about the same time, he made the statement? Yes, I know. He says his stepfather messed with him and his sisters. But do you remember where he says that his own father did?
Yep. And then he also talks about in jail when he got somebody in jail did it to him too.
Okay.
I thought he lost it in jail, to be honest with you, is what he told me. I think somebody took it from him in jail, is what he told me, I believe. Wow. That's how it started. But it could have. He did talk about his dad. Like
I
that.
thought so.
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
put
you
the
wouldn't expect
playlist in the
any.
back check.
I'm not trying to say anything bad about a sick person. I'm not. But his dad took up for him in those situations too many times for him not to have contributed to the cause.
I mean, look what happened to cover up with his stepsisters. Like they tried to generalize it and make it normal, right? Just like Jared Lasik tried to.
I will kick yins out if you don't go down there and drop the charges against my son. What? We're talking little baby girls. This grown man is hurting a child, and you want to protect him.
Well, listen, they're willing to throw their kids under the bus and put it in their minds that they were the last one to see Summer and it's their fault that she's gone, pretty much, like blaming them. No, I told them to watch them. No, I said, Wyatt, watch your sister while I go over to grandma's, which is got to be a total lie, right? Especially if they're playing video games. Kids don't listen. Right. They don't look. So she didn't yell from where she did. And she first says Wyatt, and then she changes it to the boys, just like she forgets about washing the hands after the very first time she says that. So you got to
that's just like her saying that, because when Chris McDonough asked her about the phone, she says that Wyatt had a phone in case anything happened. Well,
there was burner phones. Every kid had.
Why would Wyatt have a phone and not Josie?
Well, each kid had a burner phone, and Don and Candace each had a burner phone on top of their phones. I want to know where those phones are. That would be what I would like to see, and hopefully TBI have those. But you can make a burner phone out of anything, right? Like
Don swears up and down that the TBI still has all of those phones.
No, they got their phones back almost the same day. The TBI just transferred the stuff from 3:30 on. Took that because digital information is going to be huge here, obviously, right? That's what's going to solve this thing is the digital pings and everything. Yeah, I'm pretty confident in that. I mean, that's going to show where everybody was, the times and the timeline is that's that right there, and who called who, and here's the problem with who called who is they like video chats and Facebook Messenger, everything besides your normal phone or any apps that work normally with your data. They like to use like Snapchats where you can make stuff disappear. Like they're sneaky. Yeah, they use Facebook stuff to like talk. Like Candace wasn't talking to the cops; she was home talking to Allie and Leslie, all getting high and drunk. Like. At what point are you just like, okay, why didn't you talk to the cops that day? Number one, and why did you leave the house, Candace, and not stay there in case your daughter came home, right? Or do what they said. She said, I threw my mom's phone down. I jumped in the truck and I went to look for Summer. No, you had to take Hunter. That's the way that went. You had to get him out of there before the cops got there, and you knew that Don was 45 minutes away, and you had to drive both directions. So who gets there first, Candace? Don does to talk first. Great plan.
April says that they blamed the boys from the start. Well, we know that because what was it? The 21st, it was on Father's Day. DCS and the cops had to go running up the driveway because there was so much screaming and carrying on between Don, Candace, and the boys.
Don said he was the first one there. No, Grandis was there. The boys were there, and the cop was there too when they got there. And then they brought a search crew too, right? So they were so prepared. They brought a search crew too. He was surprised. So like they did their jobs right from day one, right away. Let's be honest. They really have. So that's why when going back to your LEOs thing, I have complete faith in them right now. Right. Complete faith. Yeah. We're so close because they busted 200 trafficking people right during this case a little after it started. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big trafficking ring. They might have busted the person who had Summer last, but they just can't find Summer. Think about it. Yeah. It's taking this long to figure it out. There's a good chance that's the case. Right. And then if they can make the connection or find out where she was, or if they did, and it's just taking this long for circumstantial cases, which is normal. This is a lot more people involved. Trezell and Jacqueline was 13 months. Morphea was 13 months. Larry Millette was 9 months because it was I was on him in 9 months. You guys had him in 9 months. He was at the bank about to leave. I was actually searching for Maya with the family on foot in San Diego. So I remember when Larry Millette got arrested, everyone's got a different time frame when it comes to the circumstantial evidence, because they not only have one chance to pin this on them, and they got to make sure they have all of it. Look what happened to Barry Morphew. He wants $13 million.
Rosemeyer wasn't there, hun, until after Summer went missing. Until that was when Grandis called her and told her, and then she came up. She wasn't there prior to Summer going missing.
So that great point is Hunter never got his phone back too, right? So like, you don't think there's important stuff? Like, you better hope he's a main witness and not a main suspect at that point.
Right.
Either that, or it shows Candace is manipulating it all, and they know her and her mullet are lying, and they're gonna have to book them both, or involves or doesn't involve Dawn. Like, the night before is going to be big to me too. The night of the 14th is something that you have to think about. Why was Andy there the night before? Where did the dogs go? Did they leave on the 14th? It's just because they weren't there on the 15th doesn't mean they weren't there the night of the 14th.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So like, what really happened? They won't tell us. So no reason to have one of them on. If they do tell us anything, it's going to be a narrative change or something that's going to go in their favor, or an empathy or apology card, or I don't know, I just work and apologize all the time. Things like that, you know. He won't
Actually,
plead.
Smoky Blue Days, it don't take but just a few minutes to download. And we're talking at least 20 phones. They can digitally download them on site within
They're being dicks.
30 minutes.
Yeah, they're being dicks. They don't want to give him his phone back because he's going to continue his bad behavior, people. Like, why give him a phone back? Let him use an illegal grandfather's phone. He didn't even know that it was his grandfather, by the way. It was her dad. That's Allie, your mom, Hunter. Let's start there. So her dad would be who? Your grandfather. Good one.
Right.
You didn't even know that. Like, this is where I'm like debating whether or not that's even true too. Like, whose stolen phone is that? Is that a burner?
Well, it's probably a food stamp phone. What do you know about Sherry? Did we ever get any confirmation that she actually got 8 years, something like that?
The mom, Sherry?
Yeah.
She got 8 years for what? She doesn't have 8 years to live.
For child abuse and neglect.
I didn't hear that. Unless it's sealed.
That was long before Leslie even passed away. That's been months ago.
I thought Sherry was the one who had Allie's kids for a while, actually.
I think she had True, the oldest.
True. Yeah, the one that Don's has problems with, right? Where they said that he's got claims of giving alcohol and drugs to and SA
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah. Sandra is the one that was built like a brick shit house that he was talking about her body at 12
I
years
was
old.
really hoping it was a dog. Sandra! Like, I was hoping it was a dog.
No, actually, she was named after her great-grandmother, Cassandra.
Yeah, no, I found that out afterwards. Here's the deal. She wasn't awake when Hunter left that morning. He never went to sleep. The only reason why he called Candace was, she called him, texted him first. And I think the night before he was over at the party they had at the house, because there was like a little party there they don't want to talk about either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there was, wasn't there?
From what I've heard, yes, there was.
And Andy likes to party. Right?
And you have to wonder.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
they
What happened?
said that Marlena's daughter had to leave early that night because something happened.
I.e., she got sick. She got sick or something.
Right.
This is
she
the
got
story?
sick or something, and Marlena had to come and pick her up. That would have been the night of the 14th.
She was there. She was there.
Yeah, that was the night of the party, the so-called party.
Right.
So, what happened to her? What happened to this child that her mother had to come get her? It's said that she has seen the doctors and she's fine. She has not been messed with.
No, I don't think she was either threatened to harm or something, or she just really confused. She just scared, maybe. I don't know.
Right.
Something happened, frightened her. Poor little girl. Like, whatever it is, she's going to need therapy probably. Either way, I mean, it's sad.
Well, just like that one little girl, Melissa, that Allie's niece, who is going to spend the rest of her life in a hospital after being up at Don and Candace's. Yeah,
well, if you know what these people are like and their behaviors and what they're doing, I mean, you're almost expected to fail when you go up there, or something's bad's going to happen to you. Like, it's almost on you if you take that journey there, or if you sign an NDA and go over there, or if you find a pair of shoes that you say Summer was in the last time she was seen, and then hold them up, and each one of you, Cam and BK, has a shoe. I call bullshit. Sorry, little rant.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just
Who does that? Who holds a shoe and then makes videos on it? Like, all the stuff that should have gone to TBI or it never did right away from them. I don't know if it ever made it, but then we were inserting people into this case when you guys couldn't even figure out the timeline or get past the parents. You guys were bringing in people. You want to know why this took 2 years? That's why. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
People would sit on that stuff for 3-4 months. Dudley's not even a person of interest or a suspect. Why are we even interviewing him? What the hell? Who cares? To make Don right? To prove a point? There's no reason to. Dudley was Don's friend. Matter of fact, I think they're still friends. Probably his connect. Let's be honest. Like, Dudley was the most reliable tweaker out of the 5 he had to fire. Right before Don, he was like, and then he fired Dudley a day before this happens. Yeah, it all has to lead back that way, right? Come on, he knew Dudley was mad or something. It wasn't one dirty mud trip that turned Dudley on Don, where they got on stilts and started smacking each other around.
I'm gonna put my stilts on. I'm gonna spackle you up, Dudley. I'll give you a spackle kiss on your chin.
Yeah. See, look, come on. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, there's no damn way in hell, and I don't mean to change the subject again, but there's just no way in hell that anybody went up there, drove up that holler, and thought there was a house up there, went up there and stole Summer. That did not happen.
No, and if Jose was alive, I think he would still be a part of their little mafioso. I don't lie. I mean, he came out and he took Candace's side. He made a bunch of lies up, made himself look like a superhero, made Don look like shit. I asked him, to Don, did that ever happen to Dudley where he took not Dudley, Jose, where he took your kid Summer out of the shower right in front of you and you had soap in your eyes and you didn't beat his ass for touching your daughter that was naked? Let me ask you that first.
He's like, that never happened.
I actually have a shower that I have to shower with my kids to make it work. I have the whole thing. He says he has this broken shower that you have to hold with, like, you'll get electrocuted if you don't do it right. So he has to be in control.
Oh, bull crap.
I have it. I mean, that's what he said. I mean, that's what I have from Don. But he said the Jose thing never happened.
I don't know about any place else, but that if nothing else, that right there proves that then he ain't from damn Tennessee, because I don't know any man in the state of Tennessee that would even be around their daughter and her nude, let alone put their boys and their daughter in the shower with them. That most of the men that I talked to about this would love nothing more than to take him out.
Can I tell you about Can I tell you about the most favorite time I have of Summer? So I got tendinophalconitis in my elbow from when she used to twirl in my hand, all the fucking time.
All right, who has that as like the best memory or the last memory of her, Don? Like, you didn't even kiss her goodbye, or nobody, you didn't check on their breathing before you left. Did you really love any of your kids? Like, because if I ever left the house and everyone was damn sleeping, I'm checking for a breath. I'm kissing them goodbye. I love you. I don't care if you wake up because you can go back to sleep. I'm checking on my family. But
exactly.
You, Don,
yes.
You don't. And you thought you stopped for breakfast that morning too. You threw in there to me.
I could have stopped for breakfast, I think, too.
But yeah, but he wasn't sure whether he did or not.
Thought it's a normal day. It's just an average day, Don. Yeah, these people are shitiots, and yeah, you if you support them, or if you don't think they did something to have something get gone for Summer, or her to get gone, like they did, they made her look they made her make.
There's not too many people that come in my chat that support the Wells. Trust me.
No, they made her look like a Make-A-Wish kid, didn't they? Shave her head, put her on social media, try to get donations. Those con people, right? Or did everybody have to shave their heads for your cloaks, Don?
Well, now Crystal Walker. When one of my subscribers, they picked her up. She was hitchhiking up here in Jefferson County. And when they picked her up, they said her head was shaved also.
Yeah. And then, what's up with the colored hair? Is it like a menu for a pervert? Is it like calling them a hot dog or something? Or a hot dog truck, Candace?
She's the one that described the blanket and everything that Don supposedly wrapped Summer in before he took care of it.
See, I don't think Summer was deceased when they gave her off. If we're gonna go with the handoff theory, I think she was alive. She was scared. Don knew she was scared. She was holding on to Hunter's arm like that. Yeah, chances are she was scared as shit. Knew it was gonna happen. She wasn't going for a slushie, to put it that way. Candace didn't tell us her flavor. So Hunter did. Hunter actually said her flavor. Candace didn't even say she got a slushie. She named her mom slushie. She named Hunter slushie and her slushie. That was it. That's it. Thanks, JPL. I'm getting anxiety. I need a hit right now.
I just don't understand why law enforcement. I mean, I'm not saying they need to tell us anything. They don't owe us no explanation. But they want to sit around and say that YouTubers are lying and making stuff up.
No. You want me to tell you why you're not here getting anything? I'll tell you exactly why. And this will cut it off real quick. Hey, yeah, everybody in the holler, listen up. They're not going to tell us anything because of you dumbasses, because you guys create more problems and stories and this and that, more setups. People might die. And Don and Candace, they're not going to give you dumbasses a heads up before you get arrested too. So we're getting arrests very, very soon. before summer's coming home before winter. Put it that way. Whether it's arrest or something. Yeah, this is no, and we're making it a goal. We're making it a goal. That's why I'm going to go hard on these people like this, because if somebody doesn't, then the holler's just going to play their games, and Jody Sue's going to continue run her slurring mouth and like take PayPals and Cash Apps and all that other stuff, right? While we're looking for a little girl that's almost 2 years gone. That's not fair. We're going to make sure she comes home one way or another. And if it's pressing these people to make Don's a broken man. I called him the other night after I put like one of the videos up about him. He was in tears. He's like, oh, I can't believe you did that. Like, Don, I told you, you have the chance. You choose your hard. You chose the wrong hard.
Right.
It's either hard to hold on to or hard to let go, Don. And I made you sure you knew to choose the right one and take that first step. Because that first step to success, Don, is you, and you couldn't do it. And I knew at that point you didn't want to know about summer, or you didn't know about that day at all. At 2 years later, you still don't. What's wrong with you? You don't want to find summer. I can't
believe that he don't know. I can't.
Seriously, like doesn't watch anybody's channel. He just freaking he just goes on panels for 10 hours. Come on, you don't want to learn what happened to your daughter. Look at Daniel Robinson, right? Look at David. David's on. I was on his podcast earlier watching, and he's got another one tonight. Like, we're going to do something for Daniel Robinson because that's a father who deserves it. Don, he deserves the airtime, not you, not Candace.
I bet you is.
Right? Those people deserve it. Don and Candace don't. See, they just want people to keep running their games and running their narratives. And if we stop that and just move on, they're going to be screwed because nobody trusts the people they're working with.
And by the way, if there's anybody in here that has access to Brandy Neal, can you please tell her that I am truly sorry. I did not see her in the chat when Don was on panel. And had I seen her, I would have spoke to her. I would love to talk with her. So please give her my
and convincing Don to go or do anything is like, good luck. Good luck. These people aren't going to do anything. I offered them $280,000 worth of rehab. They didn't take it.
Yeah, I know.
They could have stayed out of jail, kept their kids, but they're guilty. You can't keep your kids when you're guilty. See? You can't.
Well, the whole thing is, Doug, that's the very first thing that I hold against them is the fact that they knew CPS was coming up there. They did nothing to try to clean their house up inside or out. Okay, the baby gets gone. They definitely know CPS is coming. And do you want to keep your boys? Clean, do something, get off your ass and make an effort to be a parent. Did they bother knowing CPS was coming back to get them kids? No, they never offered to do nothing. And
they don't set up
on TBI.
Yeah, they don't set a bar for their kids to pass up, like set a good bar so they pass you and be better than you, and then have the discipline and the whole scheduling that their kids actually respect. Don and Candace, you guys have none of that. You've never been good parents. You've never been good friends. You've never been anything good for anybody, right? And who needs enemies with friends like you? Nobody.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that if you have a dirty house or a dirty yard or whatever, that makes you a bad parent. No, it don't. But if you know that you're going to lose your kid if it's not cleaned up or something isn't done, then you are a bad parent when you don't lift a finger to make something happen, better the life for your children. Something. And all this bullcrap about him going and getting on toilets while he's live talking about his missing child, that really makes me mad.
What you mean when he was like, I got to talk about my daughter Summer?
Yes.
Hey, by the way, get in line. My middle name's Scott. If you want to put that, if you need my address, let me know. You can put the rest in there. But thank you. Everybody knows my name anyway. You don't need to put it out there. But you can. What? I mean, obviously, if I go missing, I want somebody to know my whole name. So it's Scott, 2 T's in the middle. If you could, thanks.
Hold up.
By the way, Jody Sue can have a Coke and a smile, kiss my ass. She doesn't deserve. She doesn't deserve to make anything.
Who is this?
She's someone that needs to get out of line.
Yeah. One of my mods, please take care of this problem.
Thunder taken.
Trolling all the time.
I'm a one-hit wonder.
Nobody has a right to make money off of a child.
Trolling all the time.
We make money because we run a YouTube channel. We're not making money off of children. We're trying to spread the word.
Hey, guess what? Yeah, you know what? You know how much work we put into this kind of stuff to make it just a little bit of what we should make on top of how much we really care? You know what? You would hope that more people were like us. Tell Jody Sue to start caring about more than just her Cash App or PayPal. Or, you know what, Jody Sue? She said, didn't she say YouTube? You can, she did say that. Suck my a-hole tonight. She said that. I think I have a clip of that if you want to see it. I can show that. I can show them why she shouldn't make money.
I actually did see that.
Yeah, she shouldn't deserve to make money.
Last month was one of the best months I've had. You know how much money I made for the whole month that I live on? $400. The month before that was $200.
That's a beautiful thing. $400, really?
Yeah, $400.
Wow.
Well, before that it was $200, $100. You know, since November.
My rent for my own 1-bedroom, 1-bath is $2,200 out here in California. I hate California.
My rent is $600 a month, and my lights and water run about $150, $200 a month.
You know what? That's a blessing for you, and you know what? You deserve it. You deserve to make that money, and you deserve to. You know what? You're doing everything right. You deserve it. You know what I mean? I have no problem with people.
I mean, the point being is I don't even make enough to pay my bills, and people want to sit around and say that we're making money off of a child's name. We're not even making the money to pay the bills to live. And that's not counting food or laundry soap or shampoo and conditioner, toilet paper, you know, you name it, light bulbs to go with the light sockets.
Yeah, I have to make at least $3,000 a month, at least. I mean, my child support's $1,000 a month, and I was the only one that worked in the marriage the whole time. My ex was a stay-at-home mom, but she's a great co-parent. And I would pay anything for my kids. It's not. I'm not even mad. Yeah. It's not even a big deal to me. Like, it's like I'd rather pay that and know that my kids have everything they need. I have a college fund set up for both of them. Like I you know, that's why I can't deal with parents that are terrible parents, right? You got to make sure your kids have a good setup for, you know, so like, you can't take anything with us. What's wrong with you guys? Give them a chance.
$425 for a 2-bedroom near Erie, Pennsylvania. Wow.
It's an Erie price.
That's amazing. Trust me, because $600 is that's not the best trailer or house to live in at $600 a month in Newport, Tennessee.
Wow. See, my friend Crime and Justice lives in Tennessee, and she pays $400 for a 3-bedroom. 3-bedroom apartment.
Isn't she a lawyer or something, Doug?
No.
I thought she was a lawyer or paralegal or.
No, we just play one on TV. We're on TV here. No, she's not. She does a lot of research though. She's like a research goddess. Like she does a lot of work. Yeah, she works hard.
Discovering. Trust me, Doug, you could throw a name out there right now, and Discovering could have you a background check on that person in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, look up. Yeah, thank you. I see. This is my thing. Like if you're a good co-parent, like broken homes happen, but they don't have to be a broken family. That's a fact.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, yeah. See, my kids respect me. They're God-fearing, God-loving, straight A students. I just bought my kid. And my dad helped me buy him a $20,000 Toyota Tacoma last year. He turned 16. Now he's 17, straight A student going into a senior year. Like he's getting A's every time. Their homework now is crazy. You know what I mean? When we were in school, it was easy. It was so easy. I mean, I can't even win. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? That shit is tough. It really is. I can't do it. I need color, shapes, Farnrandals, and like stuff like that. I can't do like 6 hours worth of homework like my kids have nowadays and stuff. It's crazy.
Right.
Insane.
Wicked Bitch says $900 a month for a crap apartment in Louisiana.
See, I had a mortgage job before this, and I owned companies before this. And even when I was living in my van for 2 years and searching for Orson West for 3-4 months and going to different places and searching, I worked almost every day, and I was making $25 an hour just working under the table at a lady's house. Right. But I worked and I saved and worked and I saved and I paid taxes too. I mean, there's nothing that anybody could come after me for. Like I actually moved up 2 tax brackets from YouTube this year.
Right.
Right. I paid $19,000 out to the IRS. I had to write them 1 check. By the way, if you get 1099 people also, we have to pay taxes on our money. And if you don't save it, you get screwed too. So make sure you're
Right,
saving
exactly.
your money. Yeah.
Yes, and it's not just on what we make off of YouTube.
Nope.
Anything that comes through Cash App or PayPal,
PayPal. Yep.
yeah, you have Venmo. It don't matter. It all has to be counted against your taxes.
Yep.
Because it's money that you made. It was not a gift.
All right, Jake.
Even though it's considered one.
You know, look at Jody Sue, how she changed right after she said she had brought her Facebook channel to YouTube, which, you know, some creators made some money off that, and there was a deal that happened to get her over to YouTube. So like, there was always working in the background, Jody Sue, Fred Hill, Ziggy, things like the bones being found and that all that mess. Like, I found a boner yesterday. I didn't call TBI.
Right, Doug. Zip flips. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you.
Put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
I am. Fuck it. Yeah, hell yeah. And then whatever money we get, we'll all just, you know, you spread it to people that are the creators who aren't supposed to make money. I'll just spread it. How's that? Like, these people are ridiculous. She's not a lawyer.
Okay.
But she's a good researcher, and she knows a lot about a lot of the proceedings and things that happen in court, which is important too, right? Like right now, since if you're a creator, if you're on a lull with the Summer Wells case and that's all you've done, research or cover some of these court cases so you learn how the prelims work and learn how the court structure works, right? Like that's important too, because we're going to have some of the best trials coming up ever. We've got Delphi daughters coming up, right? We've got all these big time cases, more Murdaughs coming up. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in court that's going to be amazing. And it's going to be stuff where everyone's going to be wanting to know, because I've been covering Delphi since day one of my career in true crime. Like that's been an interesting case to me. So like,
oh Lord,
right?
Candace does have to pay taxes for all the cash apps she gets. I'm in the UK, not sure how it works.
Well, it depends on who's setting it up for her or whose name it's under, or if they're really using the right social. Like I don't put it past these people to keep switching their cards.
It also depends on if she's honest or not, because if she don't report it and nobody catches it, then no, she don't.
Right. And she keeps changing cards. All of these people keep changing names on their PayPal's Cash Apps because they have to keep changing them every time they get caught. They have to keep transferring the money out right away. That's a fact. All these people are hiding from taxes on top of hiding from the law. It's all coming down real bad. Candace and Don what happened to their monetized channels already? They didn't lose them. Who owns them? Probably BK or someone else, right?
Jim Mullins.
Somebody owns them, and the Don Wells family official, and all this stuff.
Doug, what do you think about that? If that is still an open investigation up there, do you think they can go ahead and sell the property?
It could be still considered a crime scene, right? Or did not happen at Ben Hill Road?
I've been arguing that since I said it the other day. To me, in my thoughts, it's a crime for her to go missing. It happened at that house. TBI, FBI, all of them were up there investigating. They took evidence. That's considered a crime scene.
Let me check. Let me look this up real quick. I mean, it might be actually legal, to be honest with you. It might be 100% okay if they're done with it and they've documented 7 times they've turned that house over. They might be done with it. If she's not there, yeah, probably you could sell it. Let me check. Can you sell your house if in an active situation? Sell your house yourself? No. Can I sell my house while under investigation? Free. Let's see if this is for the right one.
I actually called Grady Judd's office the other day to ask that question.
We'll shoot him. We'll shoot him a lot. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I Grady. What? He says, did you hear what I said? I like him a lot. If there was Grady Judd everywhere, like if we could just get and for every sheriff department, every state, like there wouldn't be no crime.
No, they wouldn't.
He's the most amazing, and he's just a downright good dude. You know what I mean? Like that's
honest.
The kind of person.
He's an honest.
Yeah, he'll put that picture up of those predators, and he'll show you who these people are, their faces, and make sure that
it don't matter if they're his deputies. He'll sling their picture up there and tell you.
I love him. Truly. Yeah, I think he's great, and he should go for president. Like I'd vote at that time.
Hey, that's what I told his office. I told 2 different people at his office.
Hell yeah. He would change this world. I think he would. I really think he would. If he wanted that job.
People would actually think twice about doing something if they had to answer, or like way back in the day when people actually got hung in the town square when they did something wrong, they literally thought twice about doing it Well, if they would bring that back, then maybe people would think twice about harming their children.
You could sell your house if you're under investigation. As long
You
as
can't?
as long as your assets aren't frozen or anything, like if it doesn't have to do financially and they could prove that it's cleared and they don't need it, yeah, you could sell your house.
Oh,
Yeah, and you could buy
Okay.
one too. Yeah, you could buy one too. Like Don and Candace. I mean, Candace wanted $110,000 for a foreclosure. Remember that scam?
yeah.
And that Don was in jail. Or Donnie's going to hear all this at the end, but I'm not. I love him, but I'm not in love with him.
Right.
Like those are the videos I have that put together all those things that they have said. So anything you want to use, I'll send you the playlist. I'll text or put it in the back chat,
Okay.
and you go through whatever you want, make your own compilation, or just play whatever you want, or download them and use them.
I
But it's got
appreciate it,
everything in their voices and everything. Yeah, it's going to help this case, and it's going to show these parents are trash and they know more. Like,
Hey,
it's
I've
been-
got one where they talk to the child advocates
Mhm.
back way, like within the first couple of weeks of Summer going missing, when they were talking to. Holy crap! Thank you, JPL. Oh wow! Thank you so much.
Mhm.
They were talking to the child advocates, and Don, they asked him, they said, this is going to have to do with the kids, blah, blah, blah. But then they go on to ask Don and Candace about how they met, how they got together, and all that. And you know, the strange thing about this conversation with that child advocate, when they're talking about their kids that they have, the kids that Don and Candace name in this interview is Wyatt, Waylon, and Summer.
Right.
And they say, Wyatt, is it Wyatt's the older one, or Waylon? Whichever one's the older one. They say that's the oldest child.
Wyatt's the middle one, I believe.
Okay, they say that's their oldest child.
See, Hunter's like, well, yeah, the boys were at work with Don, but he can only name 2 of the boys. So how good of a friend is he? And how
But
much of a big
you
brother?
don't find it strange that they don't even name Josie as a child of theirs? 2 child advocates that were calling from the state of Tennessee? You don't find that odd?
Say that again. I must have missed that one.
They did not, when the child advocate asked them to name their children,
Oh,
they named Wyatt, Waylon, and Summer, and said that Wyatt or Waylon, whichever one it is, it's the older, said he is the oldest child they had.
well, Don didn't know Summer's birthday. I don't know. You should know her
They
birthday.
never mentioned Josie at all.
Well, Josie. Well, at first it was Josie, what'd you do, right? And then it was like, I didn't do it, Mom, or I didn't do it, Dad. And Don's like, I don't even know what he was talking about. I can't remember, but I said, it's no problem, Josie. I know.
Right.
It's like Don's just so like, I don't want to talk, period. I just work all the time, means don't ask me shit, because I'm going to go with I don't know, because I work all the time, meaning all I can tell you is 3:30, 5:30, and that's about it. You know, and then I knew she was gone when Candace didn't call us back. I mean, me, or we, I. He don't even know who he was, and whoever take your time to throw your damn tools in when your daughter's missing, you're a terrible person. Your tools should be fine right there, Don.
Exactly.
Leave them.
Yeah, your friends are supposed to be on the job site, and your child just come up missing, and
Just
you have
go.
to stop and load your tools up. Come
Just
on.
go. Yeah, just go. F your tools, Don. I know that's your livelihood, but your kid is way more important. You shit.
The tools might be your livelihood, but your kid is your life.
I needed to go get my warm milk off the front doorstep, because when my stomach acts up from the crack cocaine, I like warm milk.
You know what else pisses me off, Doug, is every time they start talking, Candace or him, either one. Oh, Summer's our baby. She's our only girl. She's our little angel. She's our life. Well, excuse me, but don't both of them have other daughters?
And don't you guys even, like Don told his other one, suck it up. Yeah, someone essayed you, suck it up. That's what he said to her. That's the kind of guy Don is, right? So we know that.
I wonder if that Gregory dude wasn't the one, because remember they said that he said Margie was a real trooper when it happened to her when she was little.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if Mr. Gregory, Francine's husband, the boogeyman, wonder if that wasn't who it was.
What do you think about Grandis, his girlfriend, who's in a senior home, who probably knows what happened to Rose, and now she'll never be talked to because Don's like, well, her ex-girlfriend's in a senior citizen center. Yeah. That's what he says.
I don't think that should stop anybody. And in the state of Tennessee, it wouldn't have.
No.
There's a little girl named Peaches, Avery Shorts, that did away with, age 6 years old, back in 81. And honey, the detective that worked that case, we're talking like 15 years later, they thought the guy was dead, but they found him in a nursing home. And he went to the nursing home and was questioning this dude. And the only thing, the old man wouldn't say nothing. Oh, I don't remember nothing. I don't know nobody. And when he said Peaches Shorts, that man said, I ain't killed nobody. It's the only thing he would deny. As soon as her name was brought up, I didn't kill nobody. But everything else, oh, I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know nothing. But yeah, in the state of Tennessee, they'll go after them even if they're in a nursing home.
Right. Can I ask you something? Do you remember when the prank call happened and Candace is mentioning Boston, Massachusetts? Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why has Boston come up one time and goes away? Like, is Boston something or no?
The only connection I can make to Boston is there is records, and I don't know if it's even the same Candace, but there's a record of a Candace when she was 15 that had a child, and I believe it was in Boston, and that child was given up for adoption.
Well, just like Don, he tried to sell his youngest son for dope, and she had to go get him like from the dealer's house. She told John, you can't sell your kid for dope. Like, see, this is where like the stories where like he called me and talked about Stockton and picking up a girl that was in makeup and she could have been no more than 14. Well, if you picked up that girl and she was no more than 14, you put her in your truck, Don, that's kidnapping.
Yeah.
And then if you do something sexual with her, since she's a trick and she was turning tricks, you did, Don. Like, she's probably the oldest.
Everybody wants to keep hollering, oh, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't sell their child. They wouldn't do this.
Hell yeah, they would. It makes more sense now than ever.
Remember little Kamari Holland?
Yep.
Mother owed $200. Owed it. And instead of giving, which she shouldn't be giving any kid away, but instead of the 13-year-old sister that the drug dealer wanted, she said, oh, no, here, take my 5-year-old.
And was it a boy? I can't remember. She gave a boy, right?
No, it was a girl.
Okay, well then that's more profitable on the streets anyway, right?
Hello,
like, if you really think about it, like, people are selling organs even. Like, you got to see, like, it's sick. If you're a drug dealer, you can definitely be a trafficker. It goes hand in hand, right? Or people who do that. It's got to be that way, right? And if Don's either trying to set us up with some nonsense and be like, you, like when Candace is crying, she's like, Boston, like, why? Like, is it to push us in a different direction? Or is it just that's all she could come up with? Like, Boston's, like, I don't know anybody who's been to Boston or lives in Boston. Like, unless it was the Texas teabag party where they all visited Texas. Oh, that would be not Boston. And that would have been Benny and him at a McStupids. McDonald's. McStupids. That's them. Yeah. Who does that? Like,
I don't know.
Stop to get drugs in Texas. Get high before we get home, dog.
Scott, you're welcome to come up if you would like. Just holler for a link.
What's up, Scott? So see, there's my problem with all that is I can prove through all this that they're dirty somehow. Did they kill their daughter? I don't think so. I think they knew what was going to happen, and I think Don knew this is one of their faults at some point. An accident cover up to me is a great one, but I can't go with that anymore for my number one. It's a 1.5. I think the cell is very possible. Mary's proved it and said stuff in the past that line up, and Don's got that mentality. He told me he sold his soul. So, like, he's willing to do anything for drugs. He said it himself.
Right.
So it's so clear now that everything leads around. I mean, look at all the stuff Chris did with him. Everything leads from drugs and drug addicts and meth heads, right? And those are the people that he would give them a little 2-week period or a 1-week period to find out if they were the right meth head to keep and if they were going to work together and then set the guy up. Like, he was looking for a fall guy. Like, let's be honest, right? Like, Dudley was a fall guy, the best one he could get. But I think Dudley at some point is like, hey, Don, we could work together and make a hell of a lot more off this since I'm a meth head already. And like, they work together good like that. That's why I don't think they hate each other. I don't think Jose hated them either. Like, Jose straight up did that for Candace. She came out and did that whole Superman story where Don was in jail. Like it made total sense to make the parents look good or make Candace look good and Don look bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
So who's setting who up, or is the holler setting them up? Is my question.
I don't know. They sure went after Jackie Dobbs, so maybe
Oh, they've gone after
all.
everybody but themselves. Don won't even look at Candace. No, she'd never lie. She would never give young underage people alcohol. Like I have him saying this, and then her giving twisted tea and vapes and this. Like, yes, she has. Like, and you guys do that to them when they're at the house. He screwed up and said he gave Hunter alcohol, and he used to have drinks with him, and then he'd go outside and play. That's how ridiculous it is.
Kobe Bryant's telling you hello.
From heaven, hello.
I guess.
Basically, say hi to God for me. My name's Doug. It's backwards. It's God with a little U in it. Kobe. Doug.
Yeah, but you know what? It's see this. I get anxiety. Like I don't get this kind of buildup or workup in any other case. Nothing. Like this one, I literally have anxiety right now from talking about these people. And it's just like, you have so much to say and you want to tell everybody everything, but we all know that they're pieces of trash, not good friends. They'll turn on you. They'll steal from you and sell it back to you for double the price. They're not anybody that we would have in our lives on a real day basis.
Right.
So like seeing all this is just, and yeah, I have faith in law enforcement, but it is taking a long time. Put it that way. I mean, all these criminals you can go down, right? They're murderers.
Bette Smith, I'm curious. I don't know if I'm misunderstanding what's been said, but she says scared if Nana because she is the complete opposite of you, can't pull the wool over your eyes.
Are they talking about me?
I don't know. I don't know if she's talking about me or talking about you or talking about somebody else.
Well, I mean, there's only two of us up here, and let's just say Betty Smith's not a real name. She's just a B, right?
No, she's one of my subscribers. She's a really good, sweet person. So I don't know what I'm not understanding.
Yeah, it is what it is. What it is. If they care more about me than they do about Summer, then your focus is in the wrong spot.
You're amazing, Doug. We love you lots.
I love you guys too. It's not about me. If she's mad at me, it's just something she probably heard, doesn't know who I am, but it's fine. Like it's not about me. I don't care. Like I'm not going to make a big deal
no.
of it.
I wasn't taking it that way. I was just wondering what she was meaning. I just wasn't understanding the statement. Is all it was.
Right. Well, if you're wondering if we have the same goal or same purpose, I think I'd say you're wrong. If you say we don't, we all want the best and the best outcome for Summer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the fastest one.
Let me tell you, my dream, my prayer every day is that Don and Candace got scared because CPS was coming up there and that they handed that baby off to somebody to get her away from there so nobody would go to jail from what CPS may find.
You do know why CPS was coming back, right? You know why CPS was coming back. It was to check the house to see if it was done.
Right.
I mean, there was stuff that was supposed to be done. I mean, there was no other cases that I could think of. If I could disprove Andrew's CPS case that I'm going to try to do with CBI about him saying that Hunter had one with Candace, I'm going to give them the information, let them deal with it, obviously. But I need to give them those emails, right? Because if that's not true at all, then that's really bad that he's doing that and wants that information put out. He's protecting someone, and that's criminal.
Right.
He's doing what Allie's doing, but now he's doing it digitally, which is even more criminal. So like, it's got to be done. We need to figure things out. And if I was just like her, a lot of us couldn't do how we do it to get answers or figure things out. And it takes like an army, right? An army of individuals that are all different who have the same goal to get to where we need to be.
Right.
So like, yeah, don't get this twisted. Like, we're all here for the right reason. We're all here standing for Summer. I promise you. I have anxiety about these parents that people, if Kobe, if I could call you Kobe, I know. I have anxiety about these parents running around who obviously are running around drug motels. They're running around bad people. And if something happens to them and we don't get justice for Summer, I'm going to be really, really pissed, really angry. That's why I get anxiety, because it is taking a long time. But I have to have faith. I have to be positive. And maybe it'll walk a few you guys off the ledge that are anxious on it. Like, I have that kind of issue with these people. They've also lied to me and lied on me. So yeah, I get anxious when talking about these people.
Right.
They don't care about their daughter. That's why I'm worried.
Honey, I believe the people that really care about her and what happens to her, all are getting to the point where we're about to tip over the edge because this is always on our mind. Always.
Every
I
day.
mean, I wake up of the morning wondering if she's been found still after 2 years.
Well,
I
here,
go to bed thinking about it.
take Get in Line's comment. If Summer's found to be alive at this stage of disappearance, there will be rejoicing in the land. You know how terribly sad it would be if she was just tore up from the inside out from what happened to her for 2 years? I'd rather her have her wings and her watching down, knowing her brothers are saved because of her. Like she's got, when Dawn said that she knew something was going to happen, or something told him that something was going to happen. Like, that's maybe it's guilt, maybe it's God. I don't know. But Summer is very, very happy right now and very, very safe. She's where we all want to be. Let's think about that. She's where we all want to get to, and she's a hero. Summer's a hero. Summer will never be forgotten. She doesn't need a Summer's Day. It's always Summer's Day.
Right.
Always Summer's Day. Hey, Torty fam, good to see you. You know what
Warren
I mean? So,
Harrer is that name you were looking for, Kobe.
oh, good old Warren. Hey. See, I don't know. Grandis just doesn't seem to me like she did anything. She's more pissed off. She has been very mad at Candace for throwing her under the bus, or bringing her into this, I should say, through her text messages to us, Messenger.
Right. Well,
yeah,
I myself, everybody keeps wondering why Grandis took off. And there's no way I could have ever left my child or my grandchild knowing something like this was going on. But then again, if you think about it, more than likely the reason she left is because she does know the truth, and she was trying to get away from it so she don't have to be involved in sending her daughter up the river.
Right. I asked Don that question on the phone even. He said, she got gone right as it hit. Exactly his words. And it's been on my channel for a year. Like, she got gone right as it hit.
Before the shit hit the fan.
Right as it hit, like, meaning like right after she's the one who talked to the cops, she got the hell out, and her brother needed help with his leg or his problems, right? And she had better hospitals to go to, right? So like, she got the hell out, but had to come back to coordinate some stuff and then left again. So like, let's be honest, she's abandoned that property. She's not staying there any longer. Neither are they. It's all abandoned, right?
Well,
They're
she
done.
was up there, right around Easter time or something, and now she's gone again. Because that was another question I asked Don on the phone call, was where's Grandis at? And he's like, I don't know.
Well, I told him to ask Grandis. I told him to ask his wife. I said, hey, tell your wife, or ask her what she would do. What would your mom do if you called her right now? To ask your wife that, Don. And he's like, no, she's not happy. No, I don't think so. And I was like, no, I know she's not happy right now. They're not talking. She's got one daughter that hates her, and now another daughter she hates.
Right.
Yeah. Done. It's over. That love life is over. Candace, the reason why she was upset at first was not because of Summer, it's because she lost her mom. Her Thelma Louise type of deal.
Right.
As her right-hand man who called 911 on Dawn all the time. Now she's got to stay with Dawn. See how this works? Like, this is not normal. These people aren't supposed to be together. They're fire and gasoline. They should not be staying together in a hotel room, especially in a drug hotel room where they're going to be on drugs. Right? And Dawn's going to do stupid stuff.
U.S. Marshals just found 35 missing kids in northern Ohio last week. Was hoping Summer was one of them.
That's why I have faith. They're doing damn things everywhere. This is not an easy case, people. It's just not. Too many moving parts, too many people involved. And it's not everybody necessarily involved with Summer's disappearance. It's the cover up and the story to keep themselves safe and their kids safe. Right, Allie? If you're listening. Yeah, you weren't awake. You were sleeping on the toilet or point farting somewhere else the whole time, Allie. Like, come on, let's be real. You had to give him permission to leave to go to Ben Hill. Otherwise, he gets violated.
No, they're moving, hon. They are moving. Well, if you can believe anything he says, Don Wells has told me the people that are at the house right now are preparing it for it to be sold. They are moving. They are thinking about Arkansas, Arizona, wherever it is they're at right now. But he said they've almost changed their mind about that because evidently there's too much attention being drawn to them there. So now they're thinking about going on to Utah.
Well, Don, when you get to Utah, why don't you let us know why you made that little summer marker out there, Don? What'd you guys do? What'd you guys do out in Utah? What happened in Utah? Like, Utah, like, why would you even want to go back to Utah with those charges and everything coming? Like, that's weird to me. That's weird.
Know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he went to Utah for 5 months with Josie, right? He's like, I was going to put the house up for sale. I was looking for work. Well, you didn't have work for 5 months? What was he doing? He was going to break up with Candace. He wasn't looking for work. He was looking for a place, sleeping with apparently with his sister, partying with his sister. So, you know, what
Why
is
do
it?
you think? Why do you think it is he took Josie with him when he went to Utah?
Because he was leaving, he was abandoning everybody else. You take the other kids. I don't want them. I want Josie. So that's his little right hand, that's a little Don. Josie's a little Don. Little Teflon Don. It's a fact. Josie is very, like, he was hostile. You know, he was hostile. I mean, Hunter didn't even get along with him. They fought a few times. It's hostile.
Absolutely, hon. Do you need my email address?
So I just
Can
think
somebody drop my email address in the link or in the chat, please?
I just think that we're a lot better position we are now than we've ever been for this case.
I hope so.
I think that
truly hope so.
I think we took out the trash the best we could to keep the trash out. Now it's just let them sink themselves, and whoever they want creator wise, don't even give them any kind of notoriety, no clout. Don't even say their names. Like, they just, narcissists hate that and they'll go away. Right? If you don't respond, they're gonna go away.
Wow. Did you see this, Doug? Head sheriff in Ogden.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. I mean, look at Jared Lasik. He's from Utah too, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, his came quick though. Like, Jared Lasik got charged quickly, and that's why I think this is strategy, because there's too many people and too solid of evidence for Don not to get charged for anything. I mean, he even admitted it. Like, for the love of God and everything holy. What the hell? Right?
Yeah, well, more than admitted it. Don't you know it was her fault? 5-year-old baby.
Basically, it was just a little touchy-feely stuff. We're playing house. Well, why don't you pay some bills?
She was approaching me.
Pay some bills, Don. That's how you play house first, and then lay down in the bed. How's that?
You nail spackler.
You see, this is where this is great, because Don, you're going to have to talk sooner, and you're broken. And I'm going to remind you every time you either try to call me, or if I want to just call you just to remind you you're broken. I will do that till we have to find your daughter.
Okay,
until you tell me to stop.
We're going on 4 hours. Is there anybody
I
want to jump up here and, say anything or talk about anything before we start saying goodbyes?
Yeah, I got to roll. I got to get my shows started up. So,
well, I appreciate you coming up, Doug.
And thank you for having me. And thank you, everybody out there. You guys are awesome.
And after all the times that you've, I moved that, you can come back up now. After all the times that you said that you would come on panel, I think this 4 hours sort of covered that. So thank you.
No, thank you. And you know what? This is about summer, and I'll take the time, and it's not about the money. So I'll go on any channel and talk if we have to, like wherever we got to spread the news, right? That's what Army does. That's what our Army does. It's just not about us. And you got my word that it's not about me, and I'm here for summer. I stand for summer. I promise you that. I think we all stand for summer,
Well, I definitely do. That's for sure.
I know.
And anybody that questions that, then I feel sorry for them.
You can just tell them the FTFO, hashtag that.
Exactly.
Thank you, Doug. And basically, I bet you is.
All right, Doug. Thank you for coming up, sweetheart. Okay, guys. So I hope everybody, I hate saying the word enjoy, because nobody enjoys talking about stuff like this about a child. But I hope you feel informed, should I say. Nana, everything seemed to deteriorate after Dawn went to Utah, going by the photos. It did, yes. It did. Yes, thank you, JPL. Again, thank you so very much. That is very much appreciated. Please remember, today is a great day to make a difference. Yes, it is. Thank you, April. Thank you, Nana, and I'll send you that PayPal towards them. You did? Thank you, hon. Thank you so much. And it definitely will go towards that, I promise you. There's going to be well over 100 or more, probably about 150 or more balloons set off on the 15th. And we're going to be doing it live, so everybody will get to enjoy watching them go up and seeing what direction they go in. And I'm going to add a little note to all of them that whoever gets them to please notify us so we know how far out it went, how far we reached. Scott, if you're still in here, will you holler at me? What's the case? We were talking about summer and all that entails. You have a question? What's your question, babe? Absolutely. Okay. Kelby, what is your question, babe? That was it. What was the case? What the case was? Oh, okay. I appreciate each and every one of you guys being in here. Thank you so very much. Yes, Summer's Day is every day, not just one day for people to get out there and show who they are. It should be a day for all missing children. Because there's more than just one. There's more than just 10. And they all need our help. Hello, Jesse. How are you, sweetheart? I didn't even know you were in here. You were hiding in the bushes, Jesse. Mods, I want to say thank you for all your hard work and your dedication and your help and your love, your friendship. Actually, that sort of goes for all of my subscribers. You are all very much appreciated. I promise you that. And like I've said before, 70% of you all have my phone numbers. You know that you can call me anytime. Thank you, I see you. It was an awesome live, as always, Nana. I have everybody's thoughts and opinions because at this point, anything and everybody is always a possibility. Great minds working together. Absolutely. Bye, Selena. You have a great day, hon. I want everybody to have the most wonderful day. Or what's left of it, anyways. It's 4:11 here, so you all have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. And I will be putting out the 8-hour live that was me and Scott. I'll put that out tomorrow. And what I plan on doing is I broke it up in different parts, but I'm going to release all of them at one time. So that if you're the person that likes to sit down and binge watch something, you don't have to wait until the next day to watch the next part of the conversation. And then again, if you don't have time, you can watch this part today and then come back the next day and watch the rest of it. And Scott H., like I said, if you're in here, please holler at me. If Angel Talks Too Fast is still in here, I need to give you a picture. I've tried to call, but I can't get through to your number, so I guess I'll try to get a hold of you through email. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for the notifications before you leave, guys. Absolutely. Oh, well, thank you, Bet. I love long lives with my faves. Radmilla, thank you, hon. All right, guys. It is 2 minutes and we'll be on here 4 hours. So I think that's probably a pretty good live. But you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. God bless.